You shake my bones and you rattle my balls.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'm like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that. I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
Yeah.
With his girlfriend that looks like she gets railed by 5 Tennessee police officers. Choo choo. It's just a non-stop cyclone of just holy shit.
Yeah. Welcome to Row 1, Seat 1. Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here we go. Another night, another Tuesday. It is a beautiful Tuesday night in, June the 13th? Ooh, it's Tuesday the 13th.
Oh, wait.
Ooh, spooky.
I don't think that means anything.
No, it doesn't. But
I was like, no, it doesn't mean anything.
well, it's very spooky if you're a Miami Heat fan or a Boston Celtics fan because the team that just beat you in 7 got basically gentlemen. Well, they didn't get basically gentlemen swept. They got gentlemen swept in the finals by the Denver Nuggets, who earned their first ever NBA championship. And Nikola Jokic.
It was first ever, right?
Yes, Jokic could not care. Could not give 2 fucks less. He's
all.
like, I just want to go home and tend to my sheeps.
Cattle,
whatever. It doesn't matter. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Joey Fats Radio, Row 1, Seat 1. Right here live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate y'all listening in. We're going to get into the NBA Finals. We're going to get into some motorsports. We're going to get into some NFL. We might even touch on a little MLB. Who knows? We got shenanigans planned for you. It's going to be a short show tonight. Short show. Not a shit ton to get into.
We did say that last week, and we rambled on for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what? We say short show, but sometimes
It's not.
things happen. We'll be taking your phone calls, so if you want to get in on some of this glorious sports talk action, give us a call, 774-992-8702. That is the phone number if you want to call and voice your opinion.
I want to hear what people think about Joker that don't know him, because I've said a lot of shit about him not winning MVP. I'm not changing my stance on him being like a top 5 player. I think he just had a great, phenomenal postseason.
But he had a great regular season, too.
He did. But I did not want him
to last 3 regular seasons.
I did not want him to win the MVP 3 times in a row. And now
Why?
I felt like I was like, that feels like a fucking shame.
You know,
Where do you
I
have my
heard
stand?
Yeah.
I heard Dan Lebitard is hiring.
Well, yeah, I'd probably get hired there in a heartbeat. No, I can't.
Well, you're hating on.
I don't fit the description.
You're hating on Joker, so
I don't fit the description.
Yeah, but that's right there. That's the key. Like, if you love Colin Kaepernick and you hate on the white guy winning the MVP in the NBA,
I love Colin Kaepernick.
You got a job at ESPN tomorrow, bro.
Oh, shit.
Amazing. Oh shit.
Paul's working on those Sunny D vodka seltzers.
They're bomb as fuck.
Right? They really are. Those things fucking slap, dude. I'm telling you.
When I saw you post a picture of that, I'm like, ugh.
Have you tried one?
No.
Do you want to try one?
I don't
Paul
want to try one.
Paul will grab you one when he goes downstairs to Spruce.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're good.
Nah.
They're really good. Honestly, they're way better than I expected them to be. I thought they were going to be like cheap shit, like highly, like overly, like sugary,
Sweet,
gross,
bitter shit.
like worse than Truly or White Claws could have ever possibly been.
Yeah.
And
What is it? A seltzer? What is it?
It's a vodka seltzer with natural orange flavors. But they put the Sunny D.
It says real juice.
Proprietary blend.
It says it's got the juice.
Oh, it's got the juice. That shit, I'm telling you, man, those shit slap. Those will be in my cooler on 4th of July when I have my cookout.
Is that still wrestling themed or no?
What?
The cookout?
It could be.
Didn't you say you wanted to dress up as Stone Cold? I may or may not have bought something.
Ooh.
Oh, we're doing that?
I could do that.
I didn't
I bought something and I was like, well, in case Joey has that cookout. And my wife's like, are you fucking out of your mind? I was like,
Wait,
I don't know.
do we want to do that? We could do that. If we're gonna make this thing a theme, my wife's gonna lose her fucking mind.
She'll be pissed.
She'll be pissed.
Cole's down.
Cole's down.
You know,
Definitely.
You and I bought.
What? Please tell me, Cole. Hold on.
Cole's a huge Cody Rhodes guy.
No.
Well, it's fucking younger generation, man. He's like
Yeah.
Younger generation, dude. He is a direct extension of your generation.
yeah, he's Dusty's kid.
He's not even old enough to know what.
Lauren overheard us and jumped in. What?
Cole's not even old enough to know what wrestling is. You literally shape whatever he wants, whatever he likes right now.
No, he loves wrestling.
Fucked up.
Yeah, I know, but you literally can tell him whoever wrestler is cool.
Oh no, he
if
loves
you
all.
tell him, be like, The Rock is the coolest, or Stone Cold's the coolest, or The Undertaker, or in my opinion, I think Cole showing up in like a little Speedo with razors on it as Razor Ramon, I think that would be
He'd be like,
kind of
say hello to Daddy. What do I say?
yeah.
Bad guy.
With the toothpick.
The bad guy.
And then just like with a little toothpick in his mouth and just like flick it, or Shawn Michaels, either one.
All right, that'd be cool.
Cole's got to come in. He's got to come as Razor Ramon or Shawn Michaels, or we go over the top and we get him like leather chaps and the whole nine. And we just make him the Diesel. Because I think that would be super funny. Because he's so like
he's my heater and he's like 2'5".
he's like Joe C to Kid Rock, but he's dressed as the Diesel.
Just black shades, just sweating because he's in all black leather in the middle of summer. I bought a gigantic, full-on Macho Man robe, bedazzled the shit.
That's dope.
It's gigantic. And Kayla was like, "Are you really fucking wearing that?" I was like, "Yeah."
All right, so I guess we're doing a 4th of July WrestleMania theme.
I have the glasses. I have the shirt. I have everything.
I'm definitely going Stone Cold. I'm doing the jorts and the vest. I gotta
No,
find a vest.
you could just wear like a fucking like ATV like off road and like I hunt and kill shirt. He wore those. Was like a camo hat.
Oh no, I'm doing the vest.
There you go.
I need to find a. So I got to find a. Who are you gonna go as, Paul?
I don't know. I'm already thinking that now. I don't know.
It was Andre the
I
Giant.
think-
Wear
I
a
think
black singlet.
Honestly, I think you should go as Dusty Rhodes.
I don't know who
He's
that
just
is.
a common man.
He was the yellow polka dots.
working hard with his hands.
You don't fucking know Dusty Rhodes?
No, I don't really watch wrestling, dude.
Aw.
Like at all. Never really did.
You can go as Hogan. Call everybody brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah, brother. No, I don't know.
What if Paul?
figure it
Who
out.
could Paul go as? We'd have to find like. Yeah, I think it's like you look right now. I think like with your with your head and your face, I'm thinking like Goldberg.
Current day Goldberg.
Yeah, like current day Goldberg.
Yeah,
like
because I was gonna say I can't go like John Cena because I gotta like paint abs on
overweight Goldberg.
Me.
Yeah, it's called
Fat
Goldberg from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Age.
Yeah, Goldberg. I could do that with the spandex.
Who would you
fucking
go
shorts.
as though? Who would Paul go as? Who we gotta give him? We gotta give him some because he doesn't watch wrestling, so we gotta give him some suggestions.
Kamala. Forget I can't. You can't.
No,
Do you even know who Kamala is?
I remember the name, but no,
You can't go as Kamala.
no, he had to be wearing blackface, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't do that. Can't do that. You'll get fired. You'll get fired. It's it takes all the fun out of it, but you'd get fired.
Go Booker T.
Wow. If you could do a spin around.
Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you.
Oh. If you do a spin a Rooney.
Yeah, Triple H.
What if you went?
Long
What if you went
ass
as
hair.
one of those those fruity motherfuckers with the
The
pancakes?
New Day? Those guys are still popular.
Bootios.
Oh, Bootios. Yeah, I had that cereal once.
Yeah, I did. We had a box on the show for the longest time. But who could Paul possibly portray?
I would say
What was that Bray Wyatt?
no. He's still
Nah.
around. No, but he has like dreadlocks and shit.
I feel like Paul
One of those dudes from the Bushwhackers.
if Paul just showed up with
Oh, R.I.P.
if Paul just showed up with a sock on his hand, he could be
Mr.
mankind.
Socko.
Wow, that would be fucking hilarious. Shows up as Mankind. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" It just takes no effort. Just like a unbuttoned button-up shirt and sweatpants. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Full dress like Kane. It's like, all right, Paul, you took it a little too far, dude. You like,
I'm like, where did you had someone make that? The
Paul
black
shows
and
up.
red.
It's like 4th of July. Paul, everybody's like, "All right, hey, so what's up?" Like trying to like converse with Paul. Paul just stares at him, doesn't say anything.
You could dress like
It's like,
a,
Paul, you don't have to take this character that seriously. Just silence.
yeah.
No, he has to get the voice thing. I'm only here for
Like that.
You can go as the Undertaker. You can just dress like a guy from Yellowstone. Like
Pretty much, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the black duster and a
Or
hat.
what if you went as the American Badass Undertaker and just showed up in like a bandana, jeans, and leather, like basically like looking like you're straight out of Sons of Anarchy.
And you have to blast Limp Bizkit, American Badass, on the way here.
That's Kid Rock.
Oh no, that's just Kid Rock. No, Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. That's what it was.
Jesus.
That was his theme song for a while.
Was it
Yeah,
really?
Rollin' and then American Badass.
I didn't watch during that period. Like when he went to the when the Undertaker went to the American Badass, I was like, I'm all set. Call me when he's the Undertaker again. And then he was like, they're like, he's the Undertaker again. I'm like, all right, sweet, I'm
I'll
back.
just be Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
Oh, just kick me in the balls.
Paul's just walking around with an urn, like, ooh.
Yeah. Be the lamest
Not a
dude
bad
ever.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have the triple chin that you need for that. You couldn't pull that off.
No, I'm not as roly-poly.
No, we gotta get something. We gotta figure out somebody that Paul could pull off. Like we could get him like a blonde wig, and you'd be like Ric Flair. Just be like, woo!
Nah,
Nah,
yeah, I know, right?
You could just wear a robe and just walk around and just go.
What if? Hear me out. We just got him a little like mini casket, and he went as Owen Hart.
Wow, that's too far.
Wow, that'd be dope.
He just like walks around with it.
You can just wear. You have any red?
I'll just walk around that dress with like a frayed rope. You know
You
what
can
I mean?
just
Like,
do you have like Jesus Christ?
It's fucked up.
Do you have red sweatpants?
R.I.P. in peace, brother.
the red sweatpants?
Red sweatpants and a black belt. You can go as Yokozuna.
Oh, yeah, I could work that out.
I got red sweatpants.
I am a fat motherfucker, so I could pull that off.
Oh,
So you know who Yoko
and
is?
he's got the ability to push his gut out like
Yeah,
unreasonably far. He
The
can.
theme music by itself is worth it.
What if we just got Paul to be the comfy guy from the Southern Comfort commercials? Just the red
the
speedo.
long hair. I need the hair.
Oh
too.
man, I
the
don't
hair.
know about that commercial.
Yeah, comfy guy.
What kind of Oakleys are those? Remember the old ones that are
Were they
like,
Oakleys?
Yeah, well, they look like those ones.
I thought they were Ray-Bans.
Whatever they are. They're like the shop.
Yeah, they were old school.
Yeah, like the old school ones. Like I don't remember what they're called.
We have to look.
Yeah.
We have to
either
go
way.
back and look. But all right, we'll figure that out. We'll figure out what Paul's gonna be. All right, so apparently we're gonna do a 4th of July, or
I thought you mentioned that.
or
Why?
you could just go as like the Ultimate Warrior, and just like cut like dangly shit into your shirt and like
yeah.
have like tassels
And
everywhere.
you have to paint your face and say a bunch of crazy shit out loud.
Yeah, like crazy shit. I've seen the videos of that guy. We walk. What is it? I forget what he says.
amongst the clouds of the mountains.
Yeah, somebody
like,
walks
oh.
him on the dead as
My
mortal
watch just
men
yelled
and
at me. It
all
was
that.
like
the
2 hours
fuck?
to bedtime.
It's like stand up.
I was like, what? Like, no. It's one thing when my watch tells me, like, first of all, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's one thing when I'm sitting around and my watch is like, hey, I haven't done anything for a while. Might want to get up and do something, you fat piece of shit. And it's like, dude, I'm playing Call of Duty. Like, what are you telling? Why are you fucking with me right now?
Your watch.
This
hey,
thing
your
just
heart
now
rate
it's,
is
now
elevated.
It's, now it's barking at me to fucking go to bed. Like, what the fuck is your problem? It's 9 o'clock at night. Fuck you, Samsung.
Yeah.
I see. I could never have one of those smartwatches. It might tell me like too much shit. Like, oh, you have elevated heart rate and you're not doing anything. It's like, yeah, I'm stressed out, asshole.
Mine just usually tells me. It's like, you've
Let's
been
see. My
sitting
heart
for a
rate
while.
today. Oh, that's weather. Hold on.
It tells me if I've been sitting for too long. It's like you should stand up. I'm like,
No,
shut
my
up.
heart rate today has been pretty average.
Not me.
I've gone from 58 beats per minute to 139.
Just now?
No, not just now. My average has been 109.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Seems high.
That does seem kind of high.
Seems high. I have done a lot today, though. We went to the gym. I worked out. I walked laps around the backyard with the wife. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a relatively active person. Just throwing it out there.
That's great. You should be.
I mean, duh.
Hell
Shouldn't
yeah.
we all? 774-992. 8702 is the phone number. Give us a call. Let's dive into last night's Game 5. Let's get into the Nuggets. Let's get into Joker. Let's get into all that is right in the NBA because the Nuggets have won their first NBA title in franchise history. Stan Kroenke adds another title to his belt as an owner,
Dude's killing it.
which, I mean, just insane. How did he not end up being the owner of the Broncos? I don't even get it. He owns
Money?
the Colorado Mammoth or whatever, which is the lacrosse
Yeah,
team.
lacrosse.
He owns the Avalanche, he owns the Nuggets, and then he owns the Rams.
Right. The
Well, what the-
Rams, like
What? How? What?
To be fair, the Rams are sold like every 12 years.
This is true. And I wonder if you was like, oh, I want to own a team in L.A., and the Broncos were like, yeah, we're never moving. The NFL was like, we're never moving the Broncos out of Denver.
Yeah, you have to buy one of those teams that the ownership doesn't really give a shit where the team is. Like Jacksonville. You can already tell.
Carolina.
Jacksonville, Oakland.
Oh, we got to talk about the
I feel like
Jacksonville news.
Carolina.
Jacksonville going to be playing football at Talladega? Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah, no, Daytona.
Daytona, thank you.
At the infield in Daytona,
I always
potentially.
fuck up the tracks.
Well, what do you mean? There's only 2 tracks that are...
I don't know where they are. I just
One's
say
in
names.
Florida, one's in Alabama.
And I'm going to say, you know what? What about the Midway?
That's in Ohio.
No, see, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
Midway, yeah.
Mid-Ohio.
So wait, what are they gonna do? They're gonna play a game in Daytona infield?
They
No,
might play...
They're going to play a couple seasons.
While they're renovating while Jacksonville Stadium's being built, they might...
Demolish it and rebuild it.
demolish it and rebuild it in the same place where it stands, so they might have to play games in the Speedway, which would be super fucking rad.
I see.
Yeah, but the audience would be like a fucking mile away.
No.
It wouldn't?
No.
Isn't it? I thought they played in that middle field and there's a track around it and then the stands.
Yeah, but they put standing room only seats.
That's going to be ass.
Why?
I don't know. That feels like it's going to be fucking weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little different.
And if they adhere, imagine it won't be because it'll work. Trust me, they'll make it work.
What if they have football and NASCAR at the same
Or
game?
if they just do it on the backstretch. I mean, you can just lay in a football field on the backstretch,
right, build stands.
put up some potentially, replaceable stands. I don't know. I think it'd be fucking rad. If you've ever been to Daytona, like to get to someday I'll take you to Daytona. Paul's been there. Someday I'll take you to Daytona for a race. When you see how massive that place is, that whole facility, you will be blown the fuck away. Like, if you think Gillette is big or Fenway is large or whatever, go to a super speedway in NASCAR, and you're like, holy shit. The front stretch alone
Gigantic.
seats 100,000 more people than you can fit in Gillette.
Football game, right?
That's
So-
crazy.
Like, just that alone.
All right, so maybe that is a good move for the Jaguars, though. I still think they're going to England, but that's my own opinion.
I mean, eventually, yeah.
That's gonna suck when there's European home-based teams.
That's when I'll just be done with the NFL. Hopefully, this show will be dead by then, and I won't have to cover it because
It's like
I just
4
don't.
years.
Ugh.
Hopefully, the show will be dead by then, and I just won't have to cover it. I don't want to do that. I really don't. I don't want to do a European football team. It's not going to work. The NFL's no. It's going to be like soccer is here. It's just not going to work. But anyway, where were we? Oh, the Nuggets.
We were talking
Stay
about the Nuggets.
cronky.
Yeah, last night.
Let's stay on. Let's try to stay on topic a little bit.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in no lane, bitch. So the Nuggets win their first NBA championship. Kendrick Perkins, Dan Lebitard and his crew, Stephen A. Smith, Mark Jackson, they are just seething with rage this morning because Joker won a title. He won Finals MVP, even though they, in their intentional methods, their intent was to submarine or torpedo the Joker's MVP bid for a third MVP in a row because, racism. Because they couldn't have a white guy winning it 3 in a row, even though Larry Bird won 3. We can't be, bro, come on. Can't be 3 in a row. You're white. All right? It's a black man's sport. You're white. Okay? We all know it. JJ Redick said it. JJ Redick called out Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins, Kendrick Perkins is going to be the biggest fucking idiot in sports media right now. Like, why he has a job and is employed is beyond me.
He's pretty insane.
He's not even insane, dude. He's just a stoolie. He's literally just a punk-ass stoolie whose only job is to go out there and just stir the shit pot.
Yes.
And just throw the race card into everything he can.
But
because he just takes money from ESPN and he's like, yes, massa. Yes, massa.
But
That's all he does.
Fair,
He's a total fucking bitch, and I'd say that right to his face.
I think he actually believes everything he says, which is the crazier part.
Also, I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Yeah.
Because there's a part of me, there's one part of me that says, like, all
Is it a
right,
show?
like this is, like Skip and Shannon. Like,
Yeah, ended today, by the way.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shannon's
thank God, dude. Like, that was the worst show on It was one of the worst shows on television.
Just two guys
I don't
yelling
even
at
know.
each other.
I don't even know anyone who actually watched that.
Never heard of anybody watching it.
And I love Shannon Sharp. I think Shannon Sharp actually has a lot to offer in terms of a media personality. But on one of those talking head debate shows,
Dog shit.
it handcuffs him
Yes.
because you're not allowed to actually speak freely and just converse. Like on this show,
Right.
we just sit here and converse. Right? People like this show because we sit here and we just organically talk. We have talked about none of what we're talking about right now prior to this moment.
Yeah. Keeps it
We-
fresh.
we don't-
we don't know each other's points or
You know,
opinions.
yeah, we might say like here's a list of things we want to get into, topics we want to cover tonight, but we don't ever ask each other where we stand on the other one. We all kind of have a feeling,
Right.
but we don't ever have like a, all right, Sean, you're gonna argue for Tom Brady, Paul, you're gonna argue for Andrew Luck, and I'm gonna argue for Russell Wilson.
Right.
Like we don't ever do that. That's never something we've done on the show. It's never something we will do on the show. And for better or for worse, we've got shows that are better than others, just like everybody else. But for better or for worse, I would rather remain true to us and be organic
Right.
than to have some bullshit scripted ass,
Yeah, fuck that.
fake fucking talking head, jockocracy bullshit that you see on ESPN, FS1, all these different shows, NFL
even
Network.
the radio now too.
Right.
The radio's the exact same way.
Yeah, it's all just a bunch of ex-athletes arguing about fucking current athletes and talking about dumb shit points. And all they do is they try to get to the most controversial points. So thank God Skip and I hope Shannon goes on to do his own thing. Like, I would listen to a Shannon Sharp-based podcast.
Skip, who gives a fuck about him?
Honestly,
Kill yourself.
I've never given a fuck about Skip
No, he
since
sucks.
back in the day when
I
he was
haven't
fucking who was it with Tony Kornheiser or no
No,
that
no,
was
no.
Michael
That was
Wilbon.
that was Wilbon.
No, but
You're
who
talking
was
about Skip Bayless was with
he was with Woody Page.
Was it Woody Page?
Yeah, I think you're
was
right.
Woody
Holy
Page.
shit.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Denver native, Denver guy.
Yeah, Woody Page.
It was,
Crazy
it was
person
Skip,
as well.
It was Skip and Woody back in the day. They sucked back then. And because the thing is, you could see straight through it. If you had two fucking brain cells, you could see straight through their bullshit, and it was just lame.
Yeah.
It is lame. It's for low IQ individuals. It panders to the masses. The people that don't actually want to think and do the research and go in. Listen, I've forgotten more than most people have ever learned about the NFL. Okay? That's not even me like hyping myself up or talking shit. That's just a straight up fucking fact. I know my NFL. I know my sports. I know what I'm talking about. I know the dates, the times, the places, the instances, the things leading up to and coming afterwards. All right, like that's what I do. That's why I have this show. That's why it's Joey Fats Radio. That's why it's Row One Seat One, because that's what I specialize in.
I specialize in football too. I'm not
You
gonna lie.
you do too,
Yeah,
and that's why
it.
you're on this show. And Paul, same thing, because we immerse ourselves in this environment and we understand and learn and we know. We don't come in here with some scripted bullshit just to fill people with an hour and a half or an hour of nonsense. JJ Reddick called out Kendrick Perkins on that Stephen A. Smith show
He did.
and straight up called him out. Was like, you're full of shit, dude. Like, everything you just said
I
is
actually like JJ Redick.
is the reason why we have these problems right now, because this show is perpetuating that type of thinking. And lo and behold, Kendrick Perkins, I just stated a fact. I just stated a fact. That's all he could say.
Yeah,
He had no response. He had no rebuttal. And J.J. Redick roasted him and this is going back to talking about why when Perk said that Embiid should be the MVP over the Joker because white voters,
Right, I remember
white
this.
NFL voter, white NBA voters will vote for the Joker because he's white, not because he's the best player. It's like, dude, are you out of your fucking mind?
So where were all the fucking ones when LeBron and all these other black
Yeah,
guys
where
got
where
MVPs,
were all the
like-
where like what when we were voting Russell Westbrook to be MVP, when clearly LeBron was the MVP, where was everybody else? Or Steph Curry? Like what? Like
Steph.
there's a million fucking
Was
examples.
Kawhi the MVP that year? Was he?
No, he was up there, but I don't think he won
He
it.
never got MVP the year that they won. He didn't get.
Did the Claw ever win MVP? I don't think he did.
No, 07. was wondering that. I don't know, just popped in my
I just go back and look, but
Yeah.
I forget. But
right, same shit.
like I said, I've forgotten more than most people have learned. That's
Yeah.
one of those ones I
Well,
forgot.
it's like you said, it's just the arguing a point because they all have to be different in that scripted bullshit. Like Max Kellerman, dude, like same exact shit. He's one of the worst.
Well, Max Kellerman, no, but Max wasn't even
Never.
one of the worst ones. Thank you. Max, he was a Finals MVP, but never an MVP.
2-time Finals MVP.
No shit, never.
Right, once with the Spurs and then
Once with the
Raptors.
Raptors. And that was it.
Max wasn't even that bad, and the reason why Max wasn't even that bad was because if you listen to Max after he got booted off of Stephen A's show,
Yeah,
He was normal.
he came out and was like, "Dude, that show was bullshit."
Right.
He's like, "I was forced into arguing points that I didn't believe
Right, which
or
is
want to argue."
Such garbage.
They're like, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Andre Iguodala. Who do you want to take the last shot? Max, you got Andre. Make a case. He's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
It's
Like,
like,
know,
why Andre Iguodala?
Yeah.
like what the fuck?
Why
Like,
do you have to make this so hard?
because and that exposed to me like it didn't expose to me, exposed to the public what I already knew about these shows and how bullshit they are. They're fucking, and there's a reason why their ratings are all shit. The only people, I think I put this out there on Facebook a couple months ago, and I wanted to know like who actually of the people that I talk to, like the people I'm friends with on Facebook, people that follow me that I interact with, how many of you actually watch Skip and Shannon, Skip and Max,
Stephen A.
and Max,
Max.
Skip and Shannon? How many of you actually spend your mornings or your days watching these shows?
Never.
Absolutely not.
Because I don't. For me, like the Stephen A. wore off a long time ago. Stephen A. used to be really cool because he was one of those guys. He was one of the few guys in the media that he had some ins. He had some juice. Like he was like kind of like a Woj before Woj.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where he would like drop little hints. Not
Right.
He was an insider. He knew a lot of his
he
shit
wasn't
from
a
basketball.
newsbreaker, but
No.
he knew his shit.
He knew guys who he would get information from
Yes.
and then reverberate it.
Right.
and he still is that
Like
guy.
a chef to kind of.
No, not like a Schefter. Schefter and Woj, they're newsbreakers.
Right.
And Shams too.
And Shams. They're newsbreakers. They're the guys that like when they say like they're the first one to come out and be like, boom, Patrick Mahomes just re-signed for an extension
Right.
for
Right.
X billion dollars and this is it, blah 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 blah. They're not guys that are like Stephen A was more. He had a more, I want to say, subtle, intimate way of knowing what was going on, and in terms of like saying like, all right, like, hey man, like, trade deadline's coming up. I think this guy is going to get moved, and I'd be like, well, why do you say that? Well, call it a gut instinct, call it insider knowledge.
Right.
I just think this guy is going to get moved. You know what I mean? Or like. And he would say that on the air, but he wouldn't go out and tweet about it. He wasn't a breaking news guy. And then all of a sudden, like, that guy would get moved and be like, oh, shit, Stephen A. was right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He called that. You know what I mean? Like, there's just different things. Like, it's very subtle what Stephen A. does, not compared to Adam Schefter and Woj and Shams. Like, those guys that are like, boom, breaking news. I'm the first guy to get this because I got friends everywhere.
Right.
And this is what's happening. So those shows, I mean, for me, to be quite honest, I mean, I know we're talking about the Nuggets. We're supposed to be talking about the Nuggets and their first championship right now.
We'll get
but
to it.
This is taking completely a different, a completely left turn. I'm not even mad about it. Because, honestly, I feel like this is something we didn't address on the last two shows that we did. And it was a big deal when we found out the news that Shannon was leaving FS1. Because it is kind of, this is what we do, right? Like, this is what we do.
Well, he left because his contract wasn't up, but he was just kind of like burnt out from doing that show, is what his exact wording was. And like people are like, "Oh, he hated Skip" and stuff like that. It's like, whatever.
I mean, I don't think he hated Skip.
He probably hated what he had to do all the time.
But yes,
Right.
it wears on you to be that fake all the time because you can only be so real on those shows.
Right.
Didn't they have like the Diet Mountain Dew challenge questions and shit like that? They had a bunch of like corny ass like questions.
They
to
had
ask each
corny
other.
ass gimmicks. They had like dumb shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the best shows that I listen to now are podcasts.
That's all I do too.
I don't watch any. The only live radio show that I listen to sports related,
Pat.
Adam Shine.
Okay.
I will tune into between 9 and noon on Sirius XM, Channel 85, Mad Dog Radio. I will listen to Adam Shine. That is the only guy that I listen to because he is, I mean, aside from being like a hero of mine and a guy I've always looked up to and wanted to like model myself after, he is the best in the business.
I liked Pat up until he's gonna leave and go to ESPN.
Yeah.
And
Pat
then
was
the whole,
great.
The whole show,
Pat
the whole
was,
show changed.
again,
to the
Pat
dark
was
side.
Pat was great when Pat was Pat.
Yeah.
But
now
now
we
that
can't be that anymore.
and now that we
I
know
don't know,
Pat can't be Pat anymore, even though he's still Pat and they're still doing all the same things, it's not. I've already tuned out.
Yeah, the whole show's gonna change,
And not for nothing.
And he admitted it. He said the show's gonna change, less swearing and stuff like that too.
I liked it better when it was on Sirius XM. When he was on Mad Dog Radio, and it was Adam Shine and Pat McAfee. I would listen to those two shows in conjunction, and then go into my podcast after that. Like, I mean, I would consume, I'd say 6 to 8 hours a day of radio and podcasts when those two were on. Now, I'll listen to Adam if I wake up early enough. If I'm up, I'll
time's he
throw
on,
him on.
9?
He starts at 9. I think he's 9 to noon now, or 10 to 1, whatever
Okay.
it is. I think it's 9 to noon. I'll listen to Shine whenever I can because he is, in my opinion, he is the best radio personality not named Jim Rome.
Gotcha.
Because Jim Rome to me is still just, he's the GOAT.
He doesn't even do much anymore.
No, but Jim Rome was a pioneer. He was a trailblazer. He did things his way, and he did things his way in a corporate world. But he was just Jim Rome to me. The way, if you watch Jim Rome and know radio, and I only got to know a little bit of it. I mean, I did a couple internships, worked at a couple stations, did a few things here and there. But like when you actually know the intricacies of like how the show works behind the scenes, Rome was the GOAT. I mean, he was just the way he did things, and I loved it. And check that.
Yeah, check that. The way he
it's
talks.
just his little mannerisms and everything else. I loved him. He was my fucking favorite. Then Adam Shine, who I've listened to Adam Shine more probably than any other mainstream radio host in my life. Like, I've listened to his show because when I was in college, when I was delivering pizza and driving around and commuting to school and everything else, all I listened to was Adam Shine was on NFL Network on, Sirius back in the day. That's where I discovered him. 2004. Mom got us a subscription to Sirius XM Radio or Sirius Radio, and because they had the NFL package and I could listen to the games in my car, and I found this guy Adam Shine doing this talk show on NFL Network.
Bang.
Oh, dude, here I am 19 years later, and I'm still listening to the dude religiously almost every single day. I love it. I mean, not every single day. I've gotten away from listening to a lot of sports radio because
I think most people have.
Only because I don't want their opinions to taint mine when I come on here on Tuesdays. I want my opinions to be organic.
Yeah, me too. And like if I don't I use my own eyes to come up with my own opinion. So anytime you hear me say anything about the Patriots related like stuff, it's what I've seen, I've read, I've come to my own conclusions based on what I know about my team and how much I've watched them. If I were to listen to EEI or 98.5 or any of the local sports stations, I would just tell you how everyone on the team is a piece of shit. We're going to be a last-place team forever. They're all fucking garbage. There's no chance we sign DeAndre Hopkins. It's just all negative bullshit around the clock. Even when Brady was here, they would say, yeah, but we don't have horses. We have Brady. We have one other guy. We don't have horses. It was all about you didn't sign enough players. Then we would go out and sign players like in 2007 and 2014, and then...
Yeah.
And then it was, they're signing all these guys. No one's homegrown anymore. It was always the opposite, no matter what it was.
There's always a bitch, right? There's always a complaint. Again, I don't listen to sports I don't listen to sports radio locally, mostly because I know I could do a better job than 99% of the people that I'm listening to.
Oh, yeah, I'm positive.
And, outside of I mean, there's a few guys on there that I really do love and respect. Like Rich Keefe, love him.
Fun guy.
Fucking awesome dude.
He tries to be different. He tries to be like one of us, just talking.
Hilarious.
And they're like, listen, you're not edgy enough. Like you're too calm. You're too much like a normal man, and they bury him for it.
Yeah, but I think Rich Keefe is a guy that was one of the more underrated. Glenn Ordway, obviously one of my all-time favorites. An absolute legend. I loved Lou Merlone and Fourier. I loved those guys. Those guys were fucking phenomenal.
Yep, they had to break them up too because
they were fucking awesome. And not for nothing, I liked Mutt's show too.
Mutt they just canned completely.
They just shit canned Mutt,
Yeah.
like did him dirty, and I thought he was actually a really I thought he had a lot to offer.
He could tell you a fucking ton of information about horses.
Well, I feel like he was like one of us. Like he had very special interests.
He was a niche guy.
Yeah, he was
100%.
he was a niche guy, but
He could talk sports, but
he had a broad understanding of what was going on. Like you and I both we know football.
Yes.
Right? We know
No
football
problem
in and
with
out.
football.
We know basketball pretty well. I'm not going to say I'm a basketball aficionado by any stretch.
I'm not like Durant. I think Durant's in here, but I'm not like Durant.
Oh,
I can't nail you statistics and stuff like that. No way.
Durant, Duffy, T, Tommy, like those are our personal guys that like I go to for basketball. Like if I have a basketball question, T, Durant, Duffy, those are usually my first three people that I'm going to reference.
They're telling you they got like guys 7 and 8 off the bench. I'm like, yeah, I don't
and I'm
care
like,
about those guys.
And honestly, I don't care. And you know why I don't care?
I don't have time.
Because it doesn't fucking matter.
Nope.
Did the guys 7 and 8 coming off the bench in this finals matter? No. You know who mattered?
At all.
Joker and Jamal Murray. And that's kind of what the NBA's devolved into. Unfortunately, the NBA has devolved into a sport where like you can kind of be a wallflower and a casual or just somebody who's just been there long enough to know like, all right, I see it, I know it. Boom, I recognize it. I know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
the NFL is not the same way. The NFL, you've got to immerse yourself in the NFL.
The whole roster constantly.
MLB, you've got to immerse yourself. But even then, the MLB it's come down to like, it's not even who the best team is. It's just who gets hot at the right time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You and Darkness proved me wrong a couple years ago when the Red Sox beat the Dodgers, and you guys were both like, it doesn't matter whose bullpen is better. It just matters which one gets hot at the right time.
That's all it is for same with hockey too.
Same with hockey. Hockey's always been that way.
I could have bet the house that the Bruins were going to get at least to the Stanley Cup Finals because they were that much of a wagon.
Pretty sure Paul did.
And then they had the biggest defeat in NHL playoff history. They lost 4 games in a row. It never happened before. So you know what I mean? It's just like it was just unbelievable. Like there's no chance that I thought that was ever going to happen.
No, but it just there are differences.
Florida made it the whole way. Florida at least they struck that lightning train. No, I think they're still facing the Knights right now. I'm not sure where they're at.
Is it tonight? Are they playing right now?
I'm watching. I'm looking at it right now.
Gooch. Thank you, sir.
That's for me. Thank you.
Beverage service.
Game 5 is tonight.
Light.
Game 5 tonight. Whoa, what happened? He came back on as he was walking over. Oh, he unplugged it. Haha.
Is that plugged all the way back in?
Yeah.
That's not going to start sparking and start a fire over there? You sure?
You sure about that?
Sure about that? But no, it just there are certain sports that you just kind of know, like you can just kind of like the eye test is all you need, right? Like I don't need to know who the 12th man on the Lakers is to know whether or not the Lakers are going to win a world championship or an NBA title. Like I don't need to know who the 52nd guy on the Chiefs roster is to know if the Chiefs are going to be good enough. Now I know most of those things, but it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I sat here and...
The Knights are up 3-1, by the way, and the Game 5's on tonight.
Is it 3-1?
Knights are up 3-1.
3-1.
So Vegas might win a championship tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad.
That's a brand new team. That's like a 5-year-old expansion
Didn't
team.
they won it their second
No,
year,
their
right?
first
they
year.
got to it their
First year in the league, they got to
Yeah,
it.
but didn't they win it their second or third year?
No.
They've
No,
won one,
they-
haven't they?
No, they never got back.
Oh,
So-
that's right. They lost to Ovechkin, right?
Yes.
Right. We went over this a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. Right, yeah.
And don't forget, that was the cool expansion thing where all these teams had all these vet guys making a ton of money, and they just picked up all these great players that made a ton of money,
Yeah.
and that team just killed it. They were like the dogs.
Yeah. I remember that.
that
No,
dog in
I
them.
remember them getting there, but I thought I remember them winning. That'd be cool if they win it. That'd be rad.
They're like I like them kind of like as like my second team, like after the Bruins. Like I was rooting
right.
for the Knights after the Bruins lost. I'm like, all right, I'm all in gold.
Sunny
Knights.
Vodka Seltzer, live taste test.
Yep, I think it's pretty good.
It is very Sunny D-ish in the beginning.
Yeah,
Then it goes away. It's all vodka.
yeah.
I don't know. That's like a 6 out of 10. That's all right. I'm not crazy about it, but it's not bad.
As far as
I would drink that over.
Truly or White Claw.
I don't like Truly or White Claws. I don't like those at all.
Truly and White Claws I've gone sour on.
I've never liked them though. I like High Noons. I'm still gonna take High Noons over
High
there.
Noons I fuck with, yeah.
Yeah, Noonie Poonies. I think these are on par with Noonie Poonies.
I still take Nooners over this.
Yeah, Nooners are good.
I mean, I feel like this is just an orange flavored Noonie Poonie. Maybe that's the reference I was looking for.
I like the High Noons just because there's more flavor.
I could
if
see
you're
it.
looking like as far as like
Yeah, but this is-
one
this is-
specific flavor, Sunny D. It's
If your
bomb.
flavor is orange zest, this nails it.
Yeah. If you like orange,
Yeah.
these fuck.
So as soon as it hits your mouth, like I was like, all right, there's Sunny D, and then you give it a second. And I switched it around. And it's like, oh, it's all vodka at the end.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Solid 6. That's my one day score.
Every
week I just drink something new.
As far as seltzers go, I think I'm gonna give them an 8.
Yeah,
8 out
I
of
would
10.
say 8's fine.
8 out of 10. Because I don't know that a seltzer could. I mean, Zima to me is a 10 out of 10. So
Oh,
Zima. It's always been the best.
it's just the OG, man.
Yep.
I remember when they first came out. We were kids.
Yeah.
There'd be like that guy in like the Louvre in fucking France. He's like, I'm having a Zima. I'm like,
Yeah.
why the fuck is he drinking in France?
Like, what is this supposed
Because
to
it
be?
was
like,
fancy.
Omelette du fromage. He has like
Uh-huh.
a drink, and it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I remember I brought Zimas to softball one day, and everybody was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to bring beer, and I was like, "No, I'm the one that struck out last week. I get to choose what we bring." So I brought Zimas. Cole could attest to this, and I brought a whole 24-pack of Zima bottles, and I was like, "Deal with it."
This is what we're drinking.
I'm like, if you don't like it, fine. I'm just gonna take them all home and drink them myself. And
R.I.P.
guess-
baby legs.
and guess how many Zimas
Yeah.
were? Guess how many Zimas were left over by the time?
Zero.
None.
Yeah, exactly. People are such like I wouldn't buy Zima, but if it was there, I'd probably have it.
And they were good. They were like
I
they
would
were-
buy one for nostalgia purposes just because, like, I remember taking a few sips of one, like, way back in the day. I couldn't even tell you what it tastes like.
It's lemony.
I don't even remember, like, what it tastes like.
It
but I
tastes like
remember,
a Smirnoff Ice.
No, it tastes like a Fresca to me. Remember, you ever tried?
Yeah, like it's a little more
Fresca with
it's,
alcohol.
It's a little more spicy.
right.
It's a spicy Smirnoff Ice.
Spicy. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little more crispy.
spicy. I'm
Crispy. It's a crispier Smirnoff Ice.
Is that nitrosocolin you were making?
Nitroxygen.
Nitroxygen?
What did I say? Nitrosocolin?
No, Paul and I are going to create an energy drink called Nitroxygen
Yeah, it's dope.
Nitroxygen. There you go.
or nitrocyclide.
Are you gonna put like chili powder on like the lip of it so that first taste is spicy?
That would be dope.
Dude, that's fucking Breaking Bad.
We were thinking about, like, cool, like, packaging and, like, out of, like, you know, not normal, like, regular, like, can, like, weird shit.
Basically, I want to bring
Like a
back
dildo.
or you know what we do, Paul?
Yeah.
We just basically bring back the original blend of Four Loko
Yeah.
Ugh.
and just call it nitroxygen,
Yeah, and that's it.
and that's it.
And then wait for it to kill one person and be like, we're changing the recipe.
Yep.
And then just don't change it.
Well, do you know that the original? I saw a meme, and I don't know how true it is, but like the original recipe of Four Loko was supposed to be like 4 to 6 beers. One can of Four Loko was supposed to be the equivalent of 4 to 6 beers, a shot of espresso, and a Red Bull.
No, it's not true. You couldn't do that all in that small amount.
I think you could.
Not legally and pass it. There's no way.
Oh, well.
I mean, basically,
4 to 6 beers and an espresso in one can. It doesn't even make any sense.
basically you'd be just putting in 20. It'd have to be 20% alcohol by volume,
20 to 25% alcohol.
and then 300 milligrams of caffeine.
But you're
That's it.
talking about that like if we're using this can, right? It'd be like
Yeah, remember
this much
they were
alcohol.
They were
much
bigger,
bigger.
though. They were like the Arizona iced tea cans.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
They were thick boys.
Yeah.
Thick boys,
They were big old boys.
big old thicky boys.
Yeah.
Sorry, before we go into a tangent of like alcoholic beverages and like thick boys and going off things like that, Can we get quickly back to just the Joker and how much I can just like praise that dude?
Yes.
Just being like a fucking weirdo. So much so because on this show for about a month to 2 months, I've said, don't give this guy the MVP.
you were
he doesn't.
talking
He doesn't.
mad shit.
He doesn't deserve 3 times in a row. Blah 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 blah. Listen, I'm gonna take back what I said. I'm gonna admit I'm wrong in the show. Phenomenal player. Never said he was a terrible player. I said he just doesn't deserve 3 MVPs in a row. After how he acted after the win last night, 100% he deserves to be 3-time MVP.
The dude's a class act. He's exactly what you want
Hates-
off the field.
Hates going to the NBA. Hates working for the
Yeah,
NBA.
it's like there's John Morant's, and then there's Nicole
This job
Jokic's.
is
There's-
dog shit.
This job is shit. I go home
Don't
to
be
Serbia.
an Antonio Brown, be a Larry Fitzgerald. You know what I mean? That's.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I love
Class
I
act.
love the Joker. Paul, it came up. Paul texted me when the Lakers Nuggets series, when the Western Conference Finals started, and he was like, "Dude, I've never seen the Joker play." He's like, "This
Yeah.
dude's fucking insane." I'm like, you've never seen him play? He's
I've
like,
never
and he's like,
watched
no,
him.
he's like, it's Denver. He's like, it's the Nuggets. Like, they're never on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I never like seek
Not
them
around
out.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't go try and find
And
a
not
game.
another like it's through no fault of your own. The first introduction Paul had to watching Djokovic play was Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Now that is not only a travesty and a shame, but shame on Adam Silver, shame on the NBA, shame on the networks, shame on everybody for not putting this motherfucker front and center.
On a
This
pedestal.
man was on the road to his 3rd straight MVP.
Yep.
And what did we hear about him in the national media on
Dude,
TV?
Jeremy Lin
Nothing.
got more coverage in 1 week than I think Jokic got in all season.
Facts.
He was boring. That's why.
Well, according
Dude,
to Dan,
not
according
for-
to Dan Lebitard's crew
Bro, when I watched Game
and
1,
those idiots, people don't like, people hate Joker. People hate watching him. He's boring. His
Yeah,
brand of
anything
basketball is boring. I'm
but
like,
boring,
no,
dude.
Tim Duncan was fucking boring, but effective.
Excellent.
Joker is nowhere.
Dirk was
Joker.
boring but effective.
No, even Dirk wasn't boring.
Dirk was not boring.
Dirk was not boring at all. Tim Duncan was boring. But to paint Joker as boring? This man's firing up fucking threes from behind his head, Larry Bird
Yeah.
style, from 45 feet.
Yep.
Like he's a 7-foot Steph
man-
Curry when he wants
The
to
man
be.
is around for every fucking rebound.
This dude
the
is-
dude had like a triple-double in like the first quarter one game. or
No,
whatever game
I'm
it
pretty
was.
sure he's the first. They said the stat last night. He's the first player in NBA history to average a triple-triple.
Yeah,
Triple
through
triple.
the whole
Triple double.
postseason.
I'm sorry.
Through the whole
Triple.
postseason.
My fucking god.
His whole postseason was a triple-double.
Yes, it was. He averaged like
500
20 points,
oh.
20 points, 10 assists, 13 rebounds. I think it was the
Yeah.
stat line.
It's unreal. He's like we said this last year, right? This time last year when Steph Curry came back when they were down 2-1 to the Celtics and they won, 3 straight
Yeah.
to win that series and beat the Celtics and distinguish them. Extinguish them.
Yes.
Distinguish them. Yes, distinguish them as the losers.
Loses.
Yes, they were very distinguished losers. Jesus Christ, Fats, get your shit together. But when they dispatched, that's the word I was looking for, dispatched the Celtics in 3 straight games. We talked about Steph Curry being a cheat code. Oh, he's a cheat code. He's a human cheat code. His 3-point, he can pull up from fucking 50 feet and hit in a half court and hit one.
there's
Or
no
he can
lie there.
or he can drive the lane and hit a floater and he's unstoppable and there's nothing he can do. He's a human cheat code. He's like Allen Iverson, but better. And oh my God, and all this other blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, like, Jokic comes along and does, in my opinion, just as, I will say this, at worst, just as impressive as Steph Curry. Shit. Right? Like, he does shit that is just as impressive as what Steph Curry does, but in a different way. Because, I'm telling you right now, when you watch the Joker play, Jokic, sorry. I keep saying Jokic. It's Jokic. It's
Because
American.
nobody knows how to say his name. Because on national media,
Nikolai Jokic.
Yeah, on national media,
Nikola.
Nicola.
like
What did I say,
Jokic.
Nikolai?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
That's Nikolai Volkov.
Nikola Jokic.
Again,
Whatever.
Back to wrestling.
The Joker.
It's a fun name to say, Nikola Jokic.
I can say
Kinda rolls
Giannis
off.
Antetokounmpo, but I can't say Nikolai
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic.
My favorite is Yasiel Puig.
Puig,
I love
Puig.
saying that name. I
Dude.
don't know why.
Dude, is it
I
because
watched somebody put up a video of Yasiel Puig like gunning a dude down after he biffed
he's
a ball
nice,
in fucking
yeah.
left field, and he was like he biffed it, like bounced off the fucking wall, and he picked it up and still gunned the dude
he went
down
back to
at
his home
plate.
country and like beat the shit out of a guy in like a bar?
Yeah, well, because
Jesus.
remember he had like gang hits on him and shit.
Yeah, because he's a
like-
fucking maniac when he goes back to his home country.
Yeah, he's a
shit.
weird.
The
Yeah.
Chow
I just like
from
saying his name. He's one of my favorite names to
dude,
say.
Chow
Like,
from The
Yasiel.
Hangover.
Yeah.
Did you see that video?
Yasiel, yeah. No.
The guy who plays Chow from The Hangover, the Asian
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
He was allowed to guest announce like a Dodgers game, and Puig was on the team, and he goes Yasiel Puig, and he was doing that, and everyone just fucking died laughing because of the way he did it, because he just did it like he was like the dude from Hangover.
Right.
I thought that's what you were referring to.
Oh, no.
No. He was referring to the way he says it. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the fact that everybody was fawning all over Steph Curry being a cheat code a year ago,
Yeah.
and now this year they're like, nah, Joker, whatever. I mean, whatever. Like, nah, dude. Like, put some respect on this motherfucker's name.
Yeah.
Like, I know that this is literally killing Stephen A. and Kendrick Perkins and, Mark Jackson and, like, all these dudes that voted for Embiid and were like, Embiid's the MVP.
Right.
Embiid, black power. And you're like, all right, cool. Why does that matter?
Right.
Like, I just thought we were supposed to vote MVP based on how good the guy was, not whether or not his skin color.
You don't get the job based on your qualifications anymore. It's all about the skin
Well,
color, man.
In sport, I mean,
but you know
but
what I'm saying.
but at the end of the day, sports is the ultimate meritocracy. You either perform or you don't, and if you don't, you get fired. It really doesn't matter what your skin color is,
Right.
and that's the beauty of sports.
Yeah,
That's the beauty of it.
But they're
Because-
trying to, but these accolades, these things, these awards is their way
Well,
of
Kendrick
taking that out of
Perkins
it.
and the mainstream media, they torpedoed Joker getting his third straight MVP because that's what they do. That's what ESPN does. That's what the mainstream media does. They're all about race hustling, and that's how they make their money. Sow division, create controversy based on race, on something that's so subjective that you can't possibly argue it, or if you do argue against it, you're a bigot, and that's all that matters, or a racist, that's all that matters, which something we've never done on this show and we'll never do. We will never sit here on this show and tell you that somebody deserves anything based on the color of their skin. No, we sit here and we argue, we talk facts. We talk numbers. We talk reality. That's why we're going to be light years ahead of the curve when the pendulum starts to swing back the other way. Because we sat here for the whole time and we said, listen, we called Colin Kaepernick a trash quarterback when he was a trash quarterback.
Because he was trash.
Because he is
It's
trash.
trash.
Like, we just the same way we sat here and called Paxton Lynch an absolute fucking bust when he was an absolute fucking bust. I mean, I got the man's jersey in my closet, for fuck's sake.
Talk about a big man. I feel bad, dude.
I
a
actually
rough
do
hit.
feel
He was
I
like
do
6'7".
I do feel bad for Paxton
That's
Lynch
a rough
because
hit.
he was I thought he was actually going to be decent. No, not even close. But the point is that we've always been fair on this show. You might not like what we have to say. You might not like what I have to say or what you have to say or what you have to say. You might not agree with the opinion.
You
But you
shouldn't
can't
agree.
but you cannot debate the basis of our arguments comes from fact. It's rooted in fact. It's rooted in the truth.
Yeah, we believe this because XYZ.
We believe this because these are the facts.
Yes.
Because this is the reality of the situation. We're not here to blow smoke up your ass.
Right.
I'm not here to tell you Colin Kaepernick sucks because he's mulatto. If Colin Kaepernick was white and he sucked, I would tell you.
Yeah.
Okay?
If he was Christian Hackenberg,
Yeah, if Blaine Gabbert sucks, I'm going to tell you he sucks.
where the hell did I pull Christian Hackenberg from?
I don't know. That was a good pull, though.
Yeah.
Damn good pull. All right? It's no different if I tell you Cleo Lemon is a trash quarterback. Okay? It's not because
Miss
he's black.
Cleo, call me now.
It's not because he's black. It's because he's not a good fucking quarterback. Like, it's just the way it is. That's what we do on this show. That's how we roll. That's what we'll always do. And we'll never apologize for it.
No.
Because I don't give a fuck what you think. If you don't like it, change the fucking channel. But we're going to sit here and we're going to give you the truth. We're going to give you our honest opinions. And we're going to have a conversation about it. And if you don't like what we're saying or you disagree, 774-992-8702. That phone line's open whenever you want to call and debate us.
Let us know.
Let us know. That's all there is to it, baby.
Let Paul know.
That's all there is to it. But back to the Joker and the Nuggets, I just want to say this. As somebody who's very partial to all things Denver, obviously.
Yeah, like a few weeks ago, you were just like, why the fuck are so many people shit talking the Lakers on my timeline? You're like, ah.
Exactly. And I'm like,
that was a good realization.
like, right. I follow everything Denver. Listen, I'm super happy for all of the Denver faithful. I'm super happy for the Nuggets fans. I'm super happy for the city of Denver. They get another champ. That's their first championship since Peyton Manning.
So when Denver, the Broncos, bring in the Denver...
Oh, wait, did the Avalanche win since then?
2022.
The Avalanche won?
22?
I didn't know
Or
that.
20.
Hockey doesn't count.
So when the Broncos bring in the Nuggets for like a home game, and they give Joker a Denver jersey, does that mean you have to buy a Joker Denver jersey?
Listen, I would buy a Denver Joker jersey right now if they switch back to the powder blue and whites.
You want them to go back?
I don't particularly care for this run of Nuggets jerseys.
Okay.
Yeah, 22 was Avalanche.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
Damn.
Then the Lightning got it back to back 20 and 21.
Yeah.
We already had this discussion.
I can't remember anymore.
I just don't give a fuck about hockey. Honestly, I just don't fucking care.
Vegas tonight.
You know the only time I care about hockey is when the
over?
Bruins are playing and I'm rooting against them.
You don't even really care though.
I don't.
You don't watch it. You're like you look at the score after and you're like, ha.
Exactly. I look at the score after and I'm like, ha.
They could have lost on the last second. You'd have been like, ha.
Couldn't have happened to a better team. LOL. But no, I'm super happy for the city of Denver. I'm super happy for the Nuggies. I wish they would go back to the powder blue
And yellow
and white
I thought it was light yellow.
They were white and their home jerseys were white with the yellow stripes.
The trim.
The trim was yellow.
Yeah.
And they had little like powder blue numbers or whatever, or their home. They had the powder blues.
That was so. Like,
that was the mellow. That was the mellow
so
years.
baby fat early 2000s.
Dude, that was the
Baby fat.
You heard what I said.
yo for real.
They go back to the extra long shorts.
Oh, geez.
Fab Five look, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, go back to the way I dress to go to the gym every day.
How mad is Mello? You think at home, being like, "You motherfucker."
They got done what I couldn't. I know. Well,
I mean, Mello came. Mello,
He
listen.
didn't come close.
they were in the mix in the West most of
Mello
those
They were in the
years.
mix, but they
Mello
come close.
did what he could. In Denver, Mello
He
did
did.
what he could. When he got to New York, it was like he mailed it in. Didn't
He
give
did.
a
He
fuck.
mailed it in the rest of his career.
Yeah, but when he was in Denver, Mello did what he could, dude. He balled the fuck out. He did everything he possibly could because that was J.R. Smith, fucking
Darren Williams.
no, what was his name? Lips on the neck.
Not
Thuggets.
Carlos
Birdman.
Boozer.
Well,
no, not Carlos Boozer.
No, he was the Jazz. You had Birdman.
Oh, I can fucking see his face with the lips on his neck.
J.R. Smith.
No,
He also has lips on his neck.
Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin.
Canyon
Thank you.
Kmart.
I'm like, I can fucking
Yeah.
see his ass.
Kmart. You had Kmart, J.R. Smith, Mello, and they lost in 09 in the Western Conference Finals to the Lakers when like Trevor Ariza had picked off 2 inbounds passes late in games, and it was all whatever. The Lakers were the better team anyway, so it didn't matter. But nonetheless, Mello did what he could to win those, to get those Nuggets teams that far. I don't think this is a knock on Mello at all. Like Mello was absolutely, he maxed out his potential in Denver, and the Nuggets at the time just couldn't afford or didn't want to put enough people around him to beat the Lakers and then to go through that Celtics team in the East. That was a tall task.
That was a difficult task. I was half-assed listening. I was
Excellent
like,
insight, Sean.
Yeah, sorry,
Excellent
I
insight.
was like spacing out for
I
a
got
second.
Paul over here sniffing fucking smelling salts, and you're just like, ah.
Yeah, I spaced out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. I'll just Steven Glansberg it.
No,
Go
they
fuck
were
myself.
always like exactly where they should have been. You know, 4th, 5th best, whatever. You know what I mean? They just didn't have enough to get it done. Those teams.
They were always like in the West. They were always like 2nd or 3rd or 4th.
Right.
Yeah, but you forget
You know,
those teams.
it was always like Lakers, Jazz, Spurs, Nuggets.
Yeah, but you always forget those teams. Like you're never like years from now, like 10, 15 years from now, unless you're like a diehard basketball fan, you're never gonna ever fucking remember like these teams that are like in the middle of the mix. And then like the longer it goes, Carmelo's just gonna be an afterthought, and no one's gonna know him besides his stats. They're not gonna.
Well, the only reason Carmelo is going to become most well known for the draft he was drafted in. You know, in that 03 draft when it was like him, Wade, LeBron, Bosh.
You forgot Darko Milicic,
Well, yeah, Darko Milicic. I tend to skip that one because
number 2 overall pick.
like the one pick, like the one guy, the Pistons could have picked anybody, and they picked the one guy that was just a total fucking miss.
Not even like
That sucks.
like played and did okay. No, bad.
Bad. Like not even like just complete utter failure.
He destroyed that franchise single-handedly. That pick.
Pistons hired a new coach today.
Who cares?
I know. I'm glad. I want the Pistons to be relevant.
Is the new coach Ben Wallace?
That's my Eastern Conference favorite team. Like I love my love is with the Lakers in the West, but my second love is the Pistons in the East. I have an East and a West team. My ideal finals every year is Pistons Lakers.
My West team is the Mavs. It always has been the Mavs.
I mean Texas, baby.
West
you know?
team. Ooh, that's a good one.
I think for you, it's got to be the Blazers with Dollar Dame.
I'm saying all time though.
Yeah, I never picked Portland. Honestly,
He's like
feel
the Ducks.
Paul's thinking really hard about
Honestly,
this.
I gravitate towards like Sacramento.
The Kings. That's a good pick. Hey,
I
never
mean-
won shit.
For like my West Coast team, like I'd rather take the Kings.
Yeah,
Sacto's a dope team, dude.
you have like 5 Mike
Dope
Bibby jerseys.
jerseys.
You have like 5 Mike Bibby jerseys.
Yeah,
Different colors.
right.
I mean,
I don't know. I like the Kings
Wouldn't
kind
be
of
wrong
in
with
the
that.
West.
Ron Artest almost won Defensive Player of the Year when he was playing in Sacto. So
Yeah,
Fucking crazy.
you know, I'm
Who's-
always partial to that.
Who's your NFC team in the NFL? Like if you had to
Yeah, who do you root for NFC wise?
NFC. That's a good question too. Shit.
You know what I mean? Like, because like for me, it's the Arizona Cardinals.
Me, it's the Bears.
Really?
It's always been the Bears. Ever since Urlacher went there, I've always rooted for the Bears.
I've always been an Arizona Cardinals fan. Like
It doesn't hurt you.
I like, you know what I mean? Like, I love the Giants because of my cousin, my uncle. You know, I like the Packers because of Favre. I like the Niners because I was named after Joe Montana. But I've always been a tremendous Arizona Cardinals fan. Don't know why. But, like, just, I don't know.
Imagine if Paul's like the Cowboys.
No, I'd have to say the Saints, even though I hate them from 09. I always liked the Saints.
Big Aaron Brooks guy.
I just like the colors.
Deuce.
They're like I'm not, like low key like they're like my favorite NFL jersey is the Saints, the black and gold and white. So I guess if I was gonna go NFC, I'd
Honestly,
pick
and
the
I hate to
Saints.
admit this, if I had to go off favorite jersey outside of Denver's,
Like outside the Colts, like that's my favorite.
like I love
the
the Broncos orange and blue is my favorite. That's why I'm a fan of the Broncos, is because of their colors. Yeah, you know, I can trace that back to Uncle David and Dad at Papa's house watching Monday Night Football in like whatever 93 or 4
Yeah.
when Steve Atwater ended Christian Okoye on Monday Night Football. And I remember sitting there on Papa's couch in the living room on that old TV. Remember that old one that he used to have with the wood?
Oh yeah, the big
You know,
ass one.
the one that was that was low in the corner, and Dad and Uncle David were like, and Papa watching Monday Night Football, and I was like, I don't know why we were there so late, but we were. I think it was because Uncle David was down,
Yeah.
and I was like, and they were like, oh yeah, like who do you like? Who do you like? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't really know. Like, who should I root for? I'm like, should I root for the Patriots? And they were like, nah, you don't have to root for the Patriots. Like, you root for whoever you want. Just whoever you pick, you gotta stick with the same team. Like, you can't just jump ship. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta
Right.
pick a team and stick with them. And Uncle David was like, you know, the Giants are pretty cool. And Papa said nothing, and Dad said something about, like, I think the Seahawks. And is that you?
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
92. Dude, it's a Saints jersey. Do you know who the player is? I don't know why my parents bought me this. It was fucking crazy.
Fucking Archie Manning.
It is not Archie Manning.
Number 3
Number
from
3
the
in the Saints, 92.
92.
No, this was 91. 91. I'm sorry. I was 5.
It's the quarterback.
Yep.
Fuck.
Fucking hilarious name.
I don't remember.
I'm like,
I know.
embarrassed.
I'll know.
I'm
I'll
like,
know.
did you buy this for $1? Is that why I was wearing it?
I'll know as soon as you say it.
Billy
but-
Joe Hobert.
Yeah.
I never heard of him.
Colbert.
Dude, Billy Joe Hobert.
Yeah.
Fucking unbelievable.
Anyway, long story short, Dad and Uncle David were like trying to coerce me, like not coerce me, but like suggesting.
Yeah.
And then I remember just watching the TV and being like, the Broncos and the Chiefs were on. I was like, oh, that team's pretty cool. And Dad was like, yeah, John Elway. Yeah, John Elway's the fucking man. Yeah, he's fucking cool. And then we're watching the game, and then like Steve Atwater knocked the fuck out of Christian Okoye, and I was like, that was pretty cool. All right, guess
Killed
I'm a
that
Broncos fan now.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was it. And then like that was it because then the Cowboys went on their run and everybody like it was all like Cowboys Bulls for a long time. But then we get to middle school and the Broncos were like the team and I was like, oh shit, my team's like the shit.
Cool again.
I'm like, yeah, my team's cool, like fucking rad. And I remember like watching the 96 actually I remember watching the Jags Broncos playoff game. Mark Brunell was at 38-31 or whatever it was. Fucking Mark Brunell, the fucking Jimmy Smith, that fucking goddamn fucking piece of shit. 6th grade, because I remember that was the year that was the Shannon Sharp. We're killing the Patriots.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I remember going to middle school being like, yeah, Broncos are going to fuck. They fucked up the Patriots. We're going to win the Super Bowl because we beat the shit out of the Patriots. Because back then, that's all you needed to know. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, the Patriots are good, which was all you heard about because we didn't have access to media like we do now. And I was like, and the Broncos came into New England and whooped the fucking shit out of the Patriots. So I'm like, all right, well, the Patriots are pretty good, and we whooped the shit out of them. So that must be
win.
Really good.
Yeah.
And my 6th grade mind, which back then was still like,
But that was 1 + 1 =
Ernie
2.
Irvin, NASCAR. Like, didn't matter. Everything was like, I was like, can I get home and drive my go-kart tonight? Like, do I have enough? Did I finish my homework? Can I drive my go-kart? But no, it didn't matter. But that's how it manifested. It was Uncle David and Dad in Papa's living room.
Yeah. I mean, my Colts, I just started watching them, but
The whole reason why I like the Broncos was because of those jerseys.
Yeah.
That orange and blue. My second favorite jersey in the NFL is, and this is gonna it almost kills me to say
the
it.
Chargers.
No.
The powder blue Chargers?
No.
No.
The Raiders.
Yeah,
Why?
the black.
There's black and
I
silver.
fucking love the silver and black.
Yeah.
It's so lethal looking. Like it's just
It's clean
Death.
too.
it look like you see the silver and black and you
Definitely.
immediately just think like fuck.
No, my favorite jersey.
It's
is the
just
Chargers.
it is the most intimidating uniform to me in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Chargers uniform for me is like that's amazing.
powder
Yeah,
Chargers powder blue is probably like 3rd or 4th on my list.
it's just beautiful to look at. Oh, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are bringing back for one game the creamsicles. I'm interested.
gross.
I like the creamsicles.
I like the Bucks, the pewter power, the 2002 Bucks.
2001.
I like their white jerseys, the regular.
The
like,
02
white
the
key
02
jerseys.
Bucks jerseys I think are one of the best looking ever. I mean,
Was that
and
gold and maroon, some shit like that?
no, the ones they won the Super Bowl in, the red and pewter.
Yeah, the ones I have like now.
What the fuck
pretty
color
much,
was
right?
pewter?
Their helmet was pewter. That like silverish color. Pewter. It's like a silverish blue.
Dude, I'm going colorblind.
On
I
par
don't
with
know.
cobalt. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm trying to think of
The
it.
all-star up the gut
Yeah, Mike Allstar was the
uniforms. Also, you know whose uniforms I fucking low-key love too is Atlanta.
Gold.
Atlanta's a dope. Atlanta's are dope.
Atlanta basically, like when I played for Bridgewater, we basically
the
ripped
black,
off
red, and white's
we basically
nice.
ripped off the Falcons jerseys, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Black,
all
red, and white is nice.
Bet these are tight. These are tight.
Yeah, I thought that was gold. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, there was no gold in those. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, right,
Joker.
jerseys. Joker. Go Nuggets. Happy
Oh.
for him.
Yeah.
We got to show his videos. How he reacted.
Oh,
all,
did you send them?
time, all of them. All-time reaction of how this man reacted after winning in the NBA championship. He has a never-before-seen...
You said after the Lakers...
Just let me go. Love it. And Joey's going to drop... I have a few of them. And he just doesn't want to party. He doesn't want to hang out with people. He just wants to get on a flight, go back to Serbia, and just be left alone. He doesn't want to be bothered with. He wants to tend to his cattle. Just leave him alone, people. That's all he wants.
That's the only video, right?
No, there's 3 of them of Joker. There's one. That's an accident. That was an accident. Because I had like a bunch of them in a row. And then it's him not knowing how to party. Stands there with one beer in the corner while everyone else is celebrating. And then this one too. So it's about his phone blowing up, and it's about him being told the parade is on Thursday, and he has to hang out in America until Thursday. No, those are 2 different videos. Unless you just download the same video twice.
Did you send me the same video twice?
I fucking hope not.
Maybe
But I'm
you
also
did.
brain dead.
Maybe you did.
Well, let's find out.
Nah, it's 2 different videos. You're just wearing the same shirt.
All right, while I get this set up. you
Oh,
guys-
okay.
Don't want to talk about
Okay,
something.
so-
Fill some dead air, boys.
Yeah.
Do what I pay you to do.
If Joker was an NFL athlete, what position would he play?
If Joke was an NFL, probably tight end.
Nah, I think he's too slow.
Way too slow.
Is he slow though?
Yeah, I'm pretty
He's just
sure.
a big motherfucker,
That's
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just seems like a big motherfucker. Well,
Yeah.
what happened? Well, this is an old video.
Yeah, that was my fault. I accidentally put that on. I was trying to.
Oops.
I was trying to edit it. What's funny is though, keep in mind that video because Eric Amarola almost won me $4,000. Well, not almost, but
Yeah, I know.
I could have won $4,000
That
on Sunday.
sucks.
I don't know shit about betting on NASCAR.
You just gotta bet the winner, and they get odds, just like normal shit. But Eric Amarola would have got him $4,000 because his odds was super high because he kind of probably sucks at those tracks. Average position over the years, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't know. Jokic, I figured. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really a talent scout for NFL. I don't really know, but I'd say tight end just because he reminds me of Gronk, just big white motherfucker.
Fair. The real MVP that nobody talks about is Jamal Murray's
Jamal
girlfriend.
Oh, why? Who's that?
You didn't see his leaked video last year, apparently.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
She's the real reason why that team's an MVP candidate.
Why she get passed around?
No, just she's gorgeous.
Oh, I thought the whole team had it or something.
She's very
like that.
talented.
Yeah, super talented.
Oh,
Very talented.
yeah.
Like
She's the only person that could take Jamal Murray out.
yes. All right. Let's check out these Joker videos then.
Yes.
Okay, so
Do
they
it.
might be the same thing, but we don't know.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
They're not the same video.
They're not the same video. Okay, the first one is Joker's reaction to,
It's like the parade.
yeah, and basically being like, "When's the parade? No, I need to go home."
I'll pass.
You said after the Lakers win, you said you were surprised that you didn't
fucked it
feel
up.
more. So I'm curious what you are feeling right now,
Unbelievable.
and if you're looking forward to a parade coming up in Denver.
When is parade? When is parade?
Thursday.
No,
I love dead air.
I need to.
I don't know what to say. I don't
shit.
know what to
I
say.
don't even know.
What'd you do? You fucking.
Hold on. No, because remember how all the audio shit changed?
No. I
Dude,
don't really know the. Dude, I tried fucking with like Appleton and doing audio one time. I was saying, it's actually 2 years ago. I got a Snapchat of my girlfriend sending me and my younger brother trying to fuck with Appleton. Appleton is a music software, and I got a cool little like MIDI machine and like all this other fun shit, trying to make like music and beats. I'm sorry if I ever said, what, it can't be that fucking hard. It's just a bunch of, like, you hit the pad and blah, blah, blah. I apologize to any producer and anybody who can just sit out there and make music.
You said after the
that
Lakers
shit is hard
win,
as fuck.
you said you
Oh,
were
yeah,
surprised
it
that you
is.
didn't
It's,
feel
like,
more.
extremely
So I'm curious
fucking hard.
what
Like,
you are feeling right
I
now.
would have to spend
And if you're looking forward to a
literally
parade coming
probably,
up in
like,
Denver.
a year. And I'm talking like a
Venice
normal work schedule, like 5 days a week,
Venice parade.
40
Thursday.
hours a week on fucking Appleton or
No.
like whatever music software we
I
have
need to
just
go
to even
home.
understand like, what can be done.
I don't know if I can get this to work right now, Sean. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, whatever.
Oh no, the volume's on the show.
From the
video, it's on. If you want to go back and play the video, we'll just stop talking. It's on.
yeah, okay, all right, fine. All right, I can't hear it over here.
Me neither.
All right. Let's do this.
You said after the Lakers win, you said you were surprised that you didn't feel more. So I'm curious what you are feeling right now, and if you're looking forward to a parade coming up in Denver.
Venice parade. Venice parade.
Thursday.
No. I need to go home. Okay.
No, I need to go home.
That's it.
I mean, this man is clearly, and to think that like the stoolies on Dan Le Batard's show, who said that this man was boring, and that he was like nobody wanted to watch him, and like no one cared. This man literally devotes every single minute of his life to basketball while he's here in America in the NBA. And
Yes.
all he wants to do when the season, he's exhausted.
Yes.
He's like, I just won the championship. I want to go home. Why? Now I got. He's like, what do you mean I got to stick around for a parade?
For 4 days.
For 4 fucking days? Like, no.
Right, and you know he damn well has to show up to that shit.
He's gonna be there like
Contractual obligation.
Well, of course he has to show. I mean, what's a
Parade.
Denver Nuggets parade without Joker there?
Right.
the
that-
star center who got you there.
Right.
That'd be like the Broncos having a parade without Von Miller.
Nobody shows up. The whole team's like, man, this sucks. Jamal Murray's like, fuck my life.
Jamal Murray is beast, absolute beast.
The
And
crowd,
and
where's your
honestly-
girlfriend?
Dude, Pope's like, fuck it. I'm just glad I'm here.
And here's the thing too. Like, listen, the Nuggets are around for a while. This Nuggets team isn't going anywhere. Like Joker and Murray both under 30. This is a good, well coached team. They got a great
together.
owner who
Yeah.
really doesn't have a problem spending money because he's got tons of it.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm just saying, like the Nuggets, this probably isn't their last title.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
put it that way. But let's check out this other video of him. So this is him talking about his phone blowing up.
Congratulations. I'm gonna see if he's testing me, no? I don't know. I mean, oh, mom, fuck.
How many texts you have, Nick?
A lot. I know. I'm gonna turn off the phone.
I love his reaction. Oh motherfucker.
Like he's like annoyed. Like I didn't want any of this.
Yes, and then I don't have the other video queued up, but as soon as they won the championship last night on the court, whoever the sideline reporter goes up to him and she's like, "Congratulations! Like you just won the MVP. You're going to be the MVP. How do you feel?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a job. Job's done. I'm going home."
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. He's
Job's
like,
over.
Yeah. Mission accomplished. Bye.
Yep.
Like what do you like? What did the I don't know, did Patton stick around in fucking Germany after the fucking Nazis went
Yeah.
down?
So we're done
Like,
here?
When's
all
the
right,
parade?
we're done here.
Oh.
When's the parade through East Berlin? We're through Berlin. All right, yeah, we got a parade. Then we got to do some media references. Then we'll get home. Like,
Yep.
No.
Sponsors, you know.
I have to
Job's
be here
done.
for the wall being knocked
I gotta go
down.
home to my wife. She's bitching. She keeps writing me letters telling me the tomatoes aren't fucking taken, and I don't know why.
Tomatoes
I
aren't
gotta,
taken.
I gotta go. I gotta get
my
home.
cattle needs
Yeah,
cattle in.
because I got a fucking day job, asshole. I'm a fucking substitute fucking school teacher who just happened to be a great war general. Go figure.
Imagine if he was like, "Listen, I have to get out my.
I made up
my,
a lot of that.
Yeah, of course. But I have to get out my crops and my meat and my farm. And he goes, this is just not paying the bills. I got to go back home to Serbia.
Yeah, I need to go home to Serbia. This not make for pay bills.
I know. If I was him, I would.
I have
go back to
microchip
Serbia.
planted in head. They know how
loves it.
long I be gone.
He says he's in a small town in Serbia. He says he has almost no neighbors. He loves being secluded. He does not like public recognition. He does not like.
He's like the Mike Trout of the NBA. I love it. I adore that
Mike
because
Trout,
I'm
he's
the
like-
same way.
He's
If
like, I hope to be a weatherman one day in a small town. I'm like, Mike Trout, that's such a weird fucking thing to say. I want to be a weatherman in a small town. Okay.
I would love to be a weatherman in a small town.
He's like, guys and gals, Jimmy, it's going to rain today.
Yep.
It's going to rain.
There'll be no tailgates, campfires tonight, boys. Better pack up.
I like
the
how we all.
natty
I like
ice.
how we all put him in Texas.
Yeah, better pack up the natty.
Listen, man, if I could move anywhere in the world right now, West Texas would be it. West Texas on
You'd
a
be
gi-
rich.
West Texas on a lake
Yeah.
with like
You sell this house, you'd buy a mansion over
with
there.
like 40. Dude,
You'd have a moat.
Yeah.
You'd have a drawbridge with
what
chain.
for what 300 grand will get you in West Texas?
You can walk out on your porch with a gun with your coffee and a bathrobe and just shoot shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a regular
and your
day.
neighbors be like,
Yeah.
"Howdy, neighbor."
Yeah.
And be like, "Sup?"
Big guy, I'm just citing this in. Cool. Give
You
us some
catch that
pointers.
fox yet? Oh, he did.
Oh, he did. Just like that rat that I shot last week. That little
Joe
mother.
just points to his garage door, it's just hanging with a nail by the neck. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I got him.
Got my Earl Campbell jersey on just for no reason. So everybody's like, "Nice."
We don't support the Oilers around here no more.
Yeah.
You know, I was born in Texas. I feel like I need to go back to Texas. I feel like I was born in Texas. I feel like I need to die in Texas.
Would you like the Houston Texans to be renamed the Houston Oilers?
Yeah.
I think
Bring back the
I think
tradition.
I would want that. I don't really care for the bull anymore.
I don't know. No.
I mean, I feel like the
Because they're
Houston-
not
Houston
the
Tex-
Oilers. No.
No, it is.
Nah, they're not, though.
But
They're the
Well, I mean,
Texans.
technically
lineage-
Tennessee is. Tennessee's the Oilers,
Tit.
but no, I feel like the Houston Oilers, that's a classic franchise. That's a classic team. Why they decided to go with the Houston Texans instead of just bringing back the Oilers, I'll never know. But
because technically, I think the family that owns the Titans had the ability to keep the
So
name.
wait,
Yeah.
so the people who owned the Oilers now own the Texans. So could they rebrand?
No,
it?
they don't.
No, no,
They
no,
don't.
no,
Oh, they don't.
No,
So can
Texans-
you bring that logo?
no,
that
no, the
franchise
Houston
back
Oilers,
from the dead?
No.
Houston Oilers moved to Tennessee,
That's now the Titans.
but they were the Tennessee Oilers for a year.
Oh, and then they rebranded.
And then they
came out as
rebranded to the Titans.
Right, right. I did know that, but I didn't know why why move to Tennessee and then bring another franchise up in Houston again. I don't fucking.
Well, no, there was a period of time.
Because the
that lapsed.
expansion team, there was about 4 years between.
Right, right.
And people lost their minds, and Houston was a huge market that wanted a franchise.
Yeah.
And even to this day, still does very well, even though
I
the
was
team's
gonna
dog
say,
there.
I'm sure the Texans do. Yeah, I mean, but when Deshaun was there,
Texas
they
loves
made
their fucking football,
they made
man.
the playoffs a few years. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
had a decent squad over there with. I mean, I don't know about Schaub and shit,
Squad.
but when they had like
No,
Arian
Schaub, they did very well,
Foster
too.
and like B.
Remember that
Cush.
fucking loser
Which
on
one?
fucking TikTok or
What,
whatever?
Foster?
Squad. When he would just like jump into displays in random stores and like fuck shit up for no reason.
No,
What
who
a
was
fuck-
that?
Squad. No,
You
I don't.
fucking
remember
asshole.
That.
I don't even know what his name is,
Squad,
but whatever.
No.
Somebody out there listening
Yeah,
does.
but no, I mean the Texans have, they've had their
J.J. Watts.
moments. Yeah, they've had their moments in the past, but I mean
Brian Cushing.
overall, yeah, B. Cush, dude. They had Mario Williams. They had Andre Johnson.
They
They've
crushed that
had-
Mario Williams deal. They had Mario Williams and Reggie Bush. They picked the right one.
Right. And I mean, like, I don't know. There
Yes.
was Andrew Luck's like second to last year, I think. What was it, 2018? I think like their best. We played them in the playoffs. I mean, and then they've come to Gillette once in the past 5 or 6 years, I believe. We were there. I mean, yeah, dog shit franchise overall. I mean, but I don't think you should like just up and rebrand them the Oilers again and change it all over again. I don't know. I think now that they're the Texans, they've been that for what, 15 years, 20 years?
No, they've been the Texans for 22, 23
yeah,
years. They came in
yeah.
two. David
That's-
Carr was the first guy, so what was that, 2001?
Yeah, that's been a long time now to just be like, you know what? We're gonna fucking switch it back up to the Oilers again for like no real apparent reason. Like Texans fans, like there are Texans fans that are diehard. They love the fucking Texans.
Yeah, and they also have resentment against the Oilers leaving too. But then I don't know. I don't understand how the Browns were able to come back in '99 because technically that franchise moved to Maryland and they became the Ravens. So shouldn't that family have owned the
really?
Browns name?
Yeah. I don't understand how all that works because, like I said, it's like the Oilers are just like that's like a dead franchise. That's like a dead name. Like to bring that back, I couldn't imagine all the fucking paperwork and all the bullshit you'd have to go through, all the legal stuff.
It's not that bad. You have to just pay. You have to just pay it out of pocket.
You just pay somebody to fucking go through it all. Because when you're
he said the dead name.
What?
The Oilers are their dead name.
Nah, it's just windy as shit.
It's a fan probably too.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be fat. I think it'd be fat as fuck if they rebranded the Texans. Like, you know what? We're bringing back the fucking old school colors, the old school logo. And we're bringing back the old school name. How dope would that be?
They're talking about bringing in
who?
new expansion teams because they want to do 4.
Well, yeah, obviously one's going to be in Mexico, Canada, Germany, and London.
Rhine. Ugh.
Which is just disgusting. I mean, come on, fuck off with the European shit, dude. No one's going to go to those games. No one cares. It's like they're still trying to make fetch a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, dude, it's not going to happen.
Ooh. They said St. Louis is on a short list to bring back a team to St. Louis.
Okay, St. Louis, sure. That was a great football town. The Rams were fucking awesome in St. Louis.
Okay. This is from a fan who wants to see teams stay out of England.
Okay.
So his number one choice is San Antonio. He wants to see a San Antonio team.
No, but okay.
Number 2, he wants a Portland team.
Sure. But why, though? Oregon? What,
3,
Seattle?
San Diego. Ugh.
We already tried
4,
that.
Oakland. Ugh.
Been there, done that.
5 is...
Although I do agree, though, Oakland or bring... You know what I mean? Like, that was like a... I don't know. Oakland was... That's a dope city to bring a fucking team back. But if they're not the Raiders, then who cares?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
No.
I can't think of any team that's in New Mexico.
No, New Mexico is Broncos territory.
St. Louis, number 6. Toronto, because it's close enough to America.
But that's just Buffalo North.
That's what I'm saying. He's just Sacramento.
No.
And Columbus, Ohio, which I don't agree with at all.
Why the fuck would we put another fucking team in Ohio? We
I
already
don't know.
have Cincinnati and Cleveland.
They're just keeping teams.
And
They're just keeping teams out of.
Fucking suck.
They're just keeping teams out of Europe.
Yeah, that's just terrible. No. Absolutely not.
Columbus, I hate. The rest of them, I could give or take.
The thing is like you could you think about like your major college teams, like your LSU's, right? Okay, they got the Saints. Alabama. You're like, all right, why doesn't Alabama have a team? Oh, that's right. Because nobody in Alabama gives a fuck about the NFL. They hate the NFL. Because the NFL has no tradition.
What if you made
Oh,
Bye. What if you made Roll Tide an NFL team?
The Alabama
I wouldn't mind
Red
that
Tide.
if you said, "Hey, we're gonna have 4 expansion teams, but those 4 expansion teams are actually college teams that we're promoting to NFL teams." Like get the legalities out of the way. Let's get that fucking mind numb out of the way. Let's say you can make 4 college teams NFL teams.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
1.
Okay. Let's see.
I would say the Wolverines just because Michigan, because that looks cool.
Sure. All right. That would be a cool one.
I like the uniforms too.
Yep. Oklahoma.
Sooners? Yes, Oklahoma would be a good one.
Think you need the Sooners?
Maybe Paul's team, Ducks.
Ducks. That was my next guess.
I mean, the owners of Nike, those guys fucking pay a fortune. With like the uniform changes alone, they'd make millions.
And then what if those college teams became direct feeders? Like those pro teams had the first rights to anybody in their feeder system, like a minor league system.
Yeah.
For MLB.
So the Florida teams can draft from like the Gators and shit like that.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fucking rad if we just made this whole thing fucking regional?
Yeah, all the Massachusetts needs to be fucked.
Great.
We would have a bunch
Sounds good to me.
A bunch of homegrown big ass hogs.
Colorado Buffs got prime hosts and as the head coach now, so we on the up. Broncos looking good. But I would love it if we imagine that if it was just like if we just made football completely regional.
Well,
And-
that would be a little bit
but,
like soccer. You know what I mean? Because teams
not-
can go up and down.
And not to say that but it's not to say that it would just make recruiting at the college level so much cooler, because then you would have pro teams funding the colleges rather than the states and the federal government funding the colleges. You know, these private entities funding the colleges.
Oh, I like that idea even better. Then you let the pro teams get the recruits for the. Oh, I like that idea better. That's better than what I
You know what I'm
thought.
saying? So now you're telling all right, let's say you've got
Patriots pull from Boston College, but then the Patriots can go say, "Hey, we're gonna try to get this recruit from Texas to go play for Boston College."
exactly.
So it's like almost baseball. I like that a lot.
I think that'd be fucking rad. I think we just stumbled upon something here.
I mean, legal wise, they're gonna be like, "Nah, you can't fucking
Oh,
do
legally,
that."
money wise, everybody's gonna have to be like, whoa, hold up, I gotta get my beak wet. Hold on, how am I gonna get my beak wet here? But that doesn't matter to me as far as a product goes, though, because think about it. Remember when Jeremy Shockey said in the U Part 2 in the ESPN 30 for 30, he said if Miami could recruit every football player, if every kid who lived in Miami-Dade would just commit to the University of Miami, he's like, we would never lose a football game again.
Right?
Because just Miami-Dade alone has so much talent, and those kids branch out and go all over the country. If you made it that hyper-regional, imagine how fucking awesome it would be to be yeah, Massachusetts, oh yeah, you snobby northern elite fucks sucking at football as usual, even though we've got tremendous athletes up here. I mean, think about it. Just some of the guys that we know from this area alone, personally, that grew up in this state. I mean, we're like, whoa, okay, those guys are pretty good. Fucking really good. But then you go outside and you're like, whoa, shit. It's a big country out there. There's a lot of talent. I think that would be fucking fun.
I love that idea, but it'll never happen. They're trying to do that with the XFL, but the XFL just lost $60 million in its first year. But it's a new year, new operating expenses, so that was
Yeah,
to be
that's
determined.
expected. But also, I don't know where to watch the XFL. I don't know when the XFL is on.
Some ridiculous time.
And quite frankly, I don't care.
Yeah.
I want the XFL to become a thing, but until the XFL becomes a thing, I'm not tuning in.
I can't commit that much time.
Yeah. Honestly, I've got just way more shit to do. I would literally rather sit here and fucking run a fake race on my fucking fake racing simulator than watch an XFL game.
That's true. And then same thing with USFL.
And I'm getting to that point with the NFL. There are going to be Sundays where I'm going to be like, okay, Broncos don't play today. Yeah, I'm playing video games.
I don't blame you though. If the Patriots are on
I'm
late
here to
at
watch
night,
my team.
Yeah,
and that's it.
once it's week 7 or 8, if the Patriots are on playing a Sunday night game,
I'm kidding. That's a fucking lie, because me and my brother be downstairs watching fucking Red Zone.
Oh, I do stuff all during the day now. I don't watch every game like I used to anymore. I don't spend the whole Sunday watching football like I used to. It's
you're so lucky. I still have.
I don't have time.
I still have that addiction to it where I'm like, no, I gotta watch it. And I mean, a lot of it stems because we do this show every Tuesday, and I feel like I have to watch because I have to know, and I've got to be, I'm me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm me. If I don't know, then I guess it really doesn't matter in my own world.
Yeah.
Not in everyone. That sounds wicked, conceited, and narcissistic, but that's not how I meant it to come off. What I'm saying is if I'm not the ultimate authority on this, why am I still doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm only doing this because I fancy myself as somebody who knows. Because I watch every minute of every game that I can. I go back and watch the film on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like, you know, I subscribe to the bonus features.
I used to love all 22, and then I haven't done it in like 3 years.
I still subscribe to Baldinger. I still subscribe to all these guys and watch the film and know. I just, you know, it's just something I take pride in. It's something I love, and it's something I've always given a shit about. So I still do it. But mostly I do it for this show. Because I want our listeners to have somebody who knows. Like, I want people to listen to this show and say, like, all right, I might not agree with Fats every single day. I might not like what he has to say. But he's not wrong. Or at least he's rooted in some sort of
basis or fact where he's watched X amount of time.
Yes.
And it's based on what
I've
he's
put
seen.
my time in. I put my effort in. I'm not just sitting here fucking shooting off the hip like some fucking jackass on Facebook, you know, because I'm a fan of this team and I only watch them and that's all I know and that's it. No, I like to know all 32 teams. I like to know what's going on in all 32 cities. Now, if the NFL expands that to 36 or 40, whatever, fuck my life. Then
36 is the next one. 36, then 40. But once it goes to 36, it'll be 18-game season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's the idea.
It'll just be trash. The product will be so watered down at that point. It won't really. Honestly, it won't even matter because you won't even. It'll become like the NBA, where you don't have to watch the entire regular season.
No, just watch like the last month and a half.
Yeah, you watch the last month of the season. You're like, all right, these are the good teams, and that's it.
Away we go.
Here we go, playoffs. That's it. And the NFL will ultimately end up becoming a shadow of its former self.
Yeah, because it's going to be a watered down product. Because the more teams you add, you're not just distributing more high powerful players.
You're watering down the pool.
You're bringing up guys who are usually 52, 53 on a roster, and now they're starters and key contributors.
If we had 40, 45 quarterbacks in the world that were all Pro Bowl caliber, starting caliber quarterbacks, I would say, yeah, sure. Let's do this. Let's expand it. Let's make it better. We don't even have 32 quarterbacks to fill out the current 32 teams.
We don't have even 15 elite quarterbacks.
No, elite.
That's what I mean.
We've got 5 to 7 elite quarterbacks in the league. Elite. And then from 8 to 15 is like middle of the road. And then after that, it's just like fucking.
It's like whatever.
What, like, God forbid, like, God, I hope you have a good season. Like, that's it. We can't even figure out half the league in terms of quarterbacks. So what the fuck are we doing expanding?
Right.
I mean, everybody knows the NFL is catered, and this is what fucking boggles my mind about the NFL. They've catered their rules, and they've shaped the game to be so quarterback dependent. Yet we only have 10 to 15 guys that can carry that torch to make it a watchable product. I just don't even fucking understand. Like, I guess, like, all right, well, you got 10 to 15 guys that are going to compete, and, you know, once every other week, you're going to get 2 shitty quarterbacks going to play against each other, so the other 52 guys on the roster actually fucking matter, and they can do some shit, I guess, and it'll make it entertaining. But no, like, the more you expand this, the shittier it's going to get.
Right, you're talking like Malik Willis, like, starting on a franchise. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, we're talking about,
that
like,
would be, like, terrible.
We're talking about some really bad, like Case Keenum.
Yeah.
Level starters.
Heineke and shit and all that. Like,
Well, Taylor Heineke, not even that bad, but no.
but he'd be a starter on another team. Like,
Is Taylor Heineke top 20 in the NFL? No.
right.
No one's putting him in there. Absolutely not. Taylor Heineke is one of the
Minshew.
Taylor Heineke, Gardner Minshew, those are the guys that, like, you've got on your roster and you're like, all right, cool. Like, we got this guy, and, like, you know,
If shit hits the fan.
if shit hits the fan, like, this guy can maybe get us through, like, you know, do some shit, whatever, like, keep us above water. But as soon as the offseason comes, we're looking to replace him.
Right.
So, like, more than half the league is doing that. You know, realistically, what do you got?
Is that where the Niners are right now? Not to go off topic.
Absolutely. I mean, do you really think Brock Purdy
Right.
is going to be the guy? I mean, listen, I like the Brock Purdy story. I'm rooting for Brock Purdy. I wanted him to win this.
Yeah.
I wanted him to go to and win the Super Bowl in the worst possible way.
I know.
Mr. Irrelevant winning the Super Bowl, that would be one of the greatest stories in NFL history.
Yeah, you can't say
But we
Mr.
all
Relevant anymore.
fucking know at the end of the day, Brock Purdy is not going to be the fucking guy in San Francisco.
No.
There's a reason why John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are already looking elsewhere. They've been looking elsewhere.
Right. They don't want Lance. They don't want Purdy. They need somebody who, and especially with the
They
with the
wanted
Niners,
Aaron Rodgers, and unfortunately
yeah,
that ship
and
sailed
their
on him.
clock's ticking right now to keep all the guys on that roster that make that team.
They need
what
a
it
quarterback,
is. You know
dude.
what I mean, they need one bad.
They need a
Their
quarterback.
clock is ticking fast.
Kyle Shanahan's a magician. He can work some fucking miracles.
I do
but
have faith in like Lynch and stuff to be able to keep like a pretty solid team together. But like with all these dudes, I mean with Debo and Kittle and like all these other guys coming.
But
up,
those
like,
guys are going to go away.
Right.
Like we're talking like right now.
Right.
This year is
they need it this year.
this is the prime of their careers.
They got to sign some like free agent and have some miracle happen because I don't see them recovering from having Brock or
if
Trey
Brock
Lance.
Purdy ultimately is the starter week 1, which I don't even know if he's going to be ready by week 1.
Right.
They say he might,
yeah,
but then again he
I've heard
might not
promising
be.
things on his recovery. I have seen the updates.
Sure, same. So have I.
But that's all they are. at
But
the end of the
again,
day.
we're talking about Mr. Relevant coming back from a major injury
right, major.
and then becoming the guy.
Yeah, a throwing arm injury too, right? If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Like,
Yeah,
this
it's
isn't just like,
not the elbow. Is it the shoulder or is it the
I
elbow?
think
Elbow.
it's a bicep. Oh, it's an elbow. I thought
Yeah.
it was a bicep thing. But
I think it was
Elbow,
the-
bicep, same shit. Doesn't matter. They're all attached. But my point is, like, are we really sitting here saying like, oh yeah, Brock Purdy?
yeah, no.
That's the answer.
right. I can't.
No one in the San Francisco front office is saying like,
Have I seen some pretty
all
sick
our
things
eggs are
out
in
of that
Brock
kid?
Purdy's back.
Did see some pretty sick plays out of the kid. Like some pretty nasty. Like I saw some pretty nasty shit. Like when you like I
You
forget.
saw some pretty nasty shit, but you also saw on the same side of that same coin, it was pretty lucky. Because yeah, he was throwing balls up and like they were dropping in buckets, but like
when he rolled out to the left and did that Patty Mahomes like sidearm
Yeah.
fall and throw, and I was just like, yo,
and it got completed, and you're like, all right,
yeah, saved the drive.
cute, but that shit ain't gonna last. You're not gonna do that for 17 games
Yeah,
in a regular season and then get to the postseason and continue to do it. It's not going to happen. Like, we've seen this movie too many fucking times.
Absolutely.
It's on repeat.
yep, every time.
My eye test is so fucking foolproof now that I don't even need to, like, listen, I love Brock Purdy. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I never root against myself. In this case, I'm rooting against myself. Brock Purdy's not the guy.
Yeah, you ain't that guy, pal.
He ain't that guy, pal. Not going to happen.
Not that guy, pal.
774-992-8702. Phone number if you want to give us a call. We're going to get out of here in about, 5 minutes or so. Let's talk real quick. We got a good weekend of motorsports coming up. We got the Canadian GP for Formula One. We've
The
got,
wildfires aren't gonna fucking.
what is
do
it?
that.
Mid-Ohio this week?
Yeah, one of the Ohio's.
One of the Ohio tracks for Indy. And you've got,
There was one other big one.
where's NASCAR at?
They're not at anything cool, right?
No,
Charlotte.
it's not anything cool. Hold on.
No, like, I thought you said something about Charlotte the other day, or is it like Watkins Glen or like some lame ass?
No, NASCAR is at
I swear to God, I thought you said Charlotte.
Nashville.
Oh, lame. That's a small track, right? D track.
No, Nashville is I believe it's a 1.33 mile
That's not too bad.
Daytona shaped track,
That's not too bad then.
tri-oval.
1.3. That's all right.
Yeah, it's a super speedway.
Yeah, that's not bad. A little on the smaller side, but I mean, obviously, no day, ain't no 2 mile track, but
Yeah, so it's so they're in Nashville this week. So
well, whatever.
I'll be interested to watch that one just because it is a super speedway. So super speedway rules apply. But it'll be more like a Kansas-ish super speedway where
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not pack racing like Atlanta, which we're going to see in a couple weeks. July, I believe, 9th is the Sunday. Oh, yeah, I can't wait for that.
Getting into July, brother.
Yeah,
Bring on the summer, the
wait.
thick ass air. I like that humidity.
fuck me up with that shit, dude.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Yep.
Trying I gotta call Boys Firewood and get a cord of wood
Yeah.
delivered to the house here for a
Yep.
nice pristine. They just a great price. Boys Firewood, by the way, if you're in the New Bedford,
They got
Dartmouth,
good wood. It's nice and seasoned.
great wood. Boys Firewood. Check them out on Facebook. This is not a plug that they paid us to do. This is just me speaking off personal experience.
Yeah, we've dealt with them before. Good dudes.
I've been going through them for, I don't know, a year and a half now. Boys Firewood. Fucking awesome, dude. Seasoned hardwood straight to my driveway.
Yep.
Good price, competitive pricing, very competitive pricing.
Right.
And they always take care of you. So check them out. But I got to get a cord of wood from them because I feel like that Atlanta race, because that's a Sunday night race.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a TV on the tree,
Might have
fire
a fire pit to build soon in my house.
kind of night. Yeah. You got plenty of wood, though.
Yeah. I got a lot. I want to build a big fire pit, get a good one going.
Yeah, you're a fucking retard, but whatever.
Shit.
But nonetheless, so that video that I played earlier accidentally of Eric Amarola shoving Bubba Wallace was kind of funny because I actually put $20 on Eric Amarola to win at Sonoma on Sunday. This is a rare miss for me. I missed this week completely on NASCAR. I actually thought about throwing $10 on Martin Truex Jr. to win, but I thought like kind of better. I was like, no, I'm going long odds today. He wasn't really long odds. I wanted a big payday this week. So I put $10 on, I believe it was, Daniel Suarez. So I put Ross Chastain's teammate, the 99 car. He's a road track specialist. And then I put $20 on Eric Amarola because he was going off at, I believe it was plus 20,000. So I would have won $4,000 had he won on my $20 bet. And he was early on, there was like 38 laps in or almost halfway through the race, he was running fourth. And I was like, if this motherfucker pulls it off,
yeah, hell yeah.
I swear to God, I was like, I will buy every Eric Amarola race winner from Lionel diecast from now until the day he dies, which might never be again, but it would be worth it this time. And I said to my wife, I was like, well, babe, I said, we got $4,000 running in fourth place right now. If he gets up to first, that's $4,000. She's like, who?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that guy Almirola. She's like, yeah, go that guy.
Yeah.
Because we had just booked our
Go Amendola.
we had just booked our cruise like a couple hours before, and I'm like, there's our cruise right there running in fourth place if he gets the first. So anyway, he ended up slipping way back in the pack. I don't know what the fuck happened. I really didn't watch the race, but
don't explain it to your poor wife like that, because then she'll be like, you know what? I can take this guy driving, and he might send me on a free vacation.
Yeah.
And then she becomes a degenerate gambler. She's like just sweating watching this guy driving.
Yeah.
Well, I would have bet Verstappen to win.
That's easy money.
Last Sunday, but I would have had to bet $1,000 to win 300. So
Not worth it.
I'm not doing that. But other than that, the only other
I got faith in Honda Motors, but not that.
The only other motorsports shit that was worth note was the NASCAR, the Hendrick Cup car that ran Le Mans.
Le Mans that fucking was torching people left and right.
Straight taking Ferraris to Gapplebees, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it had like 150 or 200 more horsepower than the highest like GTE cars or like whatever the hyper cars. It's got like 100
good old push rod V8s,
750 horse dude out there romping dudes on the corners and shit like that. I guess they ran into some brake issues and a transmission problem that docked them for about an hour and a half. So they got 36th place overall and 10th in the GTE class, which is way out of their league
and
anyway.
everybody admitted, had they not had those issues,
yeah, they would have been.
So they ran, I believe, I did the math, they ran 235 laps. I believe it was an 8.4 mile course. It was like something like, I forget, like 2,400 miles.
Right.
That car made it under race conditions.
Right.
Which is fucking wild. And I guarantee you, knowing Hendrick, if they enter into this race again next year, they'll win it.
Yeah. I think now they have they know what the car is capable of with
Yeah.
just winging it. Now they're going to be like, all right, now we have a
Okay.
whole year of
Now
testing.
we got some shit under it. Now we know.
All the data they collected from everything, all the runs to qualifying, the practice, everything, they'll be able to use that and implement it in next year's car. You're going to watch. You're going to see this NASCAR's going to end up winning the whole thing.
Hendrick's going to end up winning Le Mans.
A privateer type.
And meanwhile, Penske's going to be sitting there just like,
Fuck. Yeah.
fuck.
That'd be
fuming.
awesome. I would be so pumped if they won with that car.
I would too. I mean, it was fucking rad as fuck to watch. I mean, that car just absolutely, the way it was fucking romping on Ferraris
Yeah.
was
Like,
just.
it was like catching up to the ass end of dudes at like 140, like they were standing still. Like, it went from like 140 to 170, like mad fucking quick. You're
Yeah,
like,
that-
oh shit.
You're like, oh.
Like, I'm exaggerating the speeds, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
the
I don't think
high top-
I don't think you are, because that straight at Le Mans is they get up to
Yeah.
about 190 miles an hour on that
yeah,
straightaway.
and they were coming up. He was coming up on the ass end of some like pretty high class cars, and it was just like they weren't even fucking moving. I'm like, holy shit, that thing's pretty sick.
It was fucking rad. I would love to see it beat. Like, I want to see what it runs against the hypercars next
Fuck
year,
it, yeah, me too.
because I think they're going to have a very good chance when it comes down to it. But you got Nashville Super Speedway this week for NASCAR. You've got Indy is at some Ohio. Is it Mid Ohio or
Midway.
Road America? Road America.
America.
It's at Road America, and then Formulas in Canada. Which I guess they've put out the wildfires so they can go race the Canadian GP now.
Cool.
I mean, granted,
That was crazy in New York. New York, like, it was like attacked by like some like fucking demon.
I know, like a fucking war zone.
But you guys see?
I mean, it's New York.
it is
yeah.
New York. But you guys see? I don't know.
It's not Warrack.
I don't play games.
What
anymore.
happened to those guys?
They're
They
still
died.
around. No, they're still around.
Warrack still
I see
around?
them on TikTok every
All
now and
right,
then.
word. Send me some TikToks of Warrack,
All right, I'll
because I miss those guys. I love that. It's fucking hammer time, bitch.
Yeah,
Those is my favorite. That's my favorite rap group of all time.
yeah.
They replaced G Unit.
You know that game that just
The
came
Locks,
out.
fucked.
You see commercials for that game that came out,
Warrack.
Diablo 4. You know what Diablo
Yeah,
is?
of course I do.
You see the picture? They had it like being advertised in New York, and it says "New York, welcome to hell."
Yeah.
And it's the sky is fucking orange from the
Yeah,
fires.
Yeah.
Well, and then they did that too, which is also funny because it pissed off the LGBTQ plus LMNOP community,
What the game did?
because Diablo released the logo, Xbox released their logo at the beginning of June, and it was in flames, as opposed to the pride flag that everybody else was fucking. Because all these fucking pandering pukes who just don't give a fuck. They're like, please buy our shit, gay people, even though you're only like a tenth of the population, if that. And they were like, yeah, they're like, they're busy pandering to middle class white women who have nothing better to do. So they were, but Microsoft came out with like the Xbox logo, but it was in flames. Everybody was like, ooh, they're like, at the beginning of Pride Month, and they were like, no, it's for Diablo. And they're like,
Yeah, Xbox is like, but we're not even talking about that.
yeah, they're like,
we don't give a fuck about your month
right.
or whatever.
They're like,
We're
yeah, they're like, and then I don't know if they ended up like changing it or whatever, but it was
Probably.
just really fucking funny to see like right at the beginning, because everybody was like, ooh, are you saying this is Satan's month? Is that what you're doing? Like gays are Satan?
Sure,
We're
run
like,
it as that.
yeah, that's right. Microsoft, yeah, they're a beacon of Christianity in this fucking
Right.
communist, capitalist country of ours. Well,
Crazy. People
yeah,
just-
communist
Didn't we
capitalist.
share it on this
find
show?
anything.
We shared it on this show, like all the different companies that like change their stuff for the whole Gay
I think
Pride
you've
month.
done that, yeah.
And then Chick-fil-A is just like Happy Chicken Tuesday, and then they refuse to change anything.
Although the I won't eat at Chick-fil-A anymore because the CEO sent out 1,500 shoe shine kits to their franchises so that they can shine the shoes of black people when they come in.
What?
As a white man, yeah, I'm telling you, it's a thing. It's a video. I'm not trying to Alex Jones you on the show, but go look it up.
I want if anytime you try to Alex Jones me, you have to talk in his like tone and accent.
I'm not trying to Alex Jones you, but I'm just saying I'll show you the video afterwards. We don't have time to pull it up because it's already 10:40.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it's already 10:40.
We do
Holy
this.
shit.
We do this every time.
Every time we're like, yeah, we're gonna do a short
Short
show
show.
tonight. Yeah, short show, sure. All right, let's leave it there. But anyway, yeah, fuck Chick-fil-A, Popeyes for life. Honestly, I'm not going to Chick-fil-A anymore.
Too far anyway.
I don't drink Bud Light. I stopped shopping at Target. and I'm no longer eating at Chick-fil-A. Fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
Kiss my grits. Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back next Tuesday. We will be back. Yeah, next Tuesday we'll be back.
I don't know. You tell me.
You tell us.
I think we'll be back next Tuesday. Then we'll probably take a couple of. We're gonna take a couple nights off because we'll definitely be off for the 4th of July because it's on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely be off that night. We usually take either the week before or after off. We usually take like a little 2-week break in there, and then we might be a little sporadic until training camp starts. But nonetheless, subscribe, follow us on Row 1 Seat 1. We'll keep you posted. Make sure that you give us a like and a follow on YouTube as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from. iHeartRadio, Amazon, whatever it might be, we're on all of them. Give us a like and a subscribe there. Subscribe, please. I don't know why the listens thing doesn't actually affect us. Doesn't matter how many times you listen to the show. It only matters if you subscribe, which is lame. But I don't make the rules. I'm just here to live by them. So anyway, we'll be back next Tuesday night for sure. We'll be back next Tuesday because that would be the 20th. So June 20. We'll still have something to talk about next week.
I was like, what's...
I mean, shit, we
okay.
just filled 2 hours of fucking basically nothing. So we can fucking fill 2 hours of anything we want. But we'll be back next Tuesday night, and then we'll decide our holiday schedule. And we'll go from there. But for Mr. Betancourt and Plizzy, I am Joey Fats. Thank you very much. Be sure to like, run, subscribe to Row 1 Seat 1, New Bedford Guide. And thank you to everybody that listened and chimed in. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you next Tuesday. Peace.
Peace.